Hello, welcome to CSC Antiquity. This is a video which covers all the questions on environment asked by UPSC in various examinations, that too in a single video. It is a must watch video for those who are writing UPSC Prelims 2025. This single video will cover approximately more than 560 questions in a stretch, which will cover from the year of 2002 to 2024. This is a list of examinations which we will be covering: the CDS, NDA, Civil Service Examination, CAPF, CISF, Geoscientist, Combined SO, EPFO, EPFO, AO, EO, Engineering Services, etc. And this is the list of examinations which many people are unaware about, like this UPSC CBI, UPSC ESIS, UPSC DRDO, UPSC ED, etc. and many more. Hello everybody, welcome to the series of UPSC PYQ Chronicles. And the topic of the day is National Parks, Biosphere Reserves and the Wildlife Sanctuaries. We will be discussing all the questions which have been appeared on this topic in one or the other examinations conducted by UPSC. It may be CDS, NDA, CAPF, Civil Service Examination, EPFO, Geoscientist, ED, CBI, etc. So let's get started. This is our first question. The question is about the sanctuaries and the states. We need to match those. The Sharavati Valley, which is located in Karnataka. Satkosi Gorge, this is located in Odisha. The Pirotan Island, this is located in Gujarat. And the Bhagwan Mahavir Sanctuary, this is located at Goa. So the option here becomes option C. Coming to next question. Arrange the following tiger reserves from India from north to south. So there are many questions of this kind where they are telling us to arrange either from north to south or south to north. So while reading, be aware of the locations of the sanctuaries or the tiger reserves, etc. When it comes to Indravati Tiger Reserve, it's in Chhattisgarh. And when it comes to Dudhwa Tiger Reserve, it's in UP. The Bandipur Tiger Reserve, it's in Karnataka. And the Simlipal Tiger Reserve, which is in Odisha. Even if you know the state, it would be easier for you to solve these kinds of questions. Now let us arrange this from north to south. So first it is UP, then comes Odisha, then comes Chhattisgarh, then comes Karnataka. So the answer here becomes option C. Coming to next question. Which of the following tiger reserve are not situated in the state of Rajasthan? So hence we need to identify which are not in Rajasthan. It is the Kaval and the Bhadra which are not part of Rajasthan, whereas the Kaval belongs to Telangana and the Bhadra belongs to Karnataka. But the Mukundara Hills and the Ramgarh Vishdhara, these two are in Rajasthan. So the answer here becomes 3 and 4. Coming to next question. We need to identify the correct statements. The national parks are a special category of protected areas of a land and sea coast where people are integral part of the system. This is a wrong statement because people are not part of it. Sanctuaries are concerned with conservation of a particular species. Yes, this is a correct statement because sanctuaries are concerned with particular species. You have heard about the elephant sanctuary, the dolphin sanctuary. So the sanctuaries are concerned with a particular species. So this statement becomes correct. The biosphere reserves are connected with a habitat of a particular wildlife. No, this is wrong statement because biosphere will have many habitats in a single biosphere reserve. So the answer here becomes only 2 is correct. So the question says it's about the match the following, where we need to match either the park or the sanctuary with the respective states. So the Keoladeo National Park, this is in Rajasthan. So A becomes 4. Corbett National Parks, this is belongs to Uttaranchal. Kaziranga, this belongs to Assam. And the Periyar, this belongs to Kerala. So when we match this, the answer comes as D. Which of the following are in Agastyamalai Biosphere Reserve? We need to identify which all belongs to Agastyamalai Biosphere Reserve. It is the Niyar, Peppar and the Sessionround Wildlife Sanctuary and the Kalakkad Munduturai Tiger Reserve. These all are part of Agastyamalai Biosphere Reserve. The question says which of the pair given above are correctly matched. Bluefin Mashir, yes, this belongs to Kaveri River. Irrawaddy dolphin, no, this does not belong to Chambal River. and rusty spotted cat belongs to the eastern Ghats. So the answer here becomes 1 and 3. Which of the following pairs are correctly matched? It is the Dampa Tiger Reserve, which is located in Mizoram. Yes, this is absolutely right. The Gumti Wildlife Sanctuary, this is not in Sikkim, this is in Tripura. Saramati Peak, this is in Nagaland. So 1 and 3 are correct. So option C is correct. Consider the following pairs. Which of the above pairs are correctly matched? No Creek Biosphere Reserve, Garo Hills. Yes, this is absolutely right, which belongs to Meghalaya. And the Lotak Lake, this belongs to Manipur. No, this is wrong. And the Namdapa National Parks, this belongs to Mishmi Hills, not the Dafla Hills. So this is wrong, this is wrong. Only one is correct. Consider the following protected areas. So here are following protected areas. We need to identify which of the above are declared as tiger reserves. Yes, Bandipur. Yes, this is a tiger reserve from Karnataka. Manas, this is also a tiger reserve from Assam. And the Sundarban, this is also a tiger reserve from West Bengal. But Bhitarkanika is a wildlife sanctuary from Odisha. So here the option becomes B, and 1, 3 and 4 are correct. Coming to next question, the protected areas and they are well known for. Which of the following given pair are correctly matched? Bhitarkanika, Odisha, this is salt water crocodile. Yes, this is absolutely correct. Desert National Park of Rajasthan, Great Indian Bustard GIB, this is also correct. But the Ervikulam National Park, it is not the whole Hello Gabon, but it is the Nilgiri Thar, which is known for. Ernakulam National Park is known for Nilgiri Thar. And so hence option B, 1 and 2 becomes correct. Why is Nagpur promoted as a tiger capital of the world? Nagpur is a major storehouse of tigers, as the district adjacent to Nagpur have many tiger reserves and sanctuaries. This is absolutely right. Nagpur has an infrastructure that can support a large tourist industry. No, this is not the reason for calling Nagpur as a tiger capital. Hence statement 1 becomes correct. Consider the following wildlife sanctuaries of India. What we need to do, which one of the following is a correct order of the wildlife sanctuaries in the terms of their location from south to north. So this is the second question which is of this kind, where we are asked to arrange the wildlife sanctuaries. Shikara Devi, it's in Himachal Pradesh. Bhadra, this is in Karnataka. Simlipal, this is in Odisha, and this Panchmahi is in MP. So if you know these states, it would be easier for you to arrange from south to north. So hence Karnataka comes first, later comes Odisha, then comes MP, then comes Himachal to the north. So the answer here becomes C. Match the following forest conservation type and place. It's the national park, the Bhitarkanika National Park, which is in Odisha. When it comes to sanctuary, the Chilika, it is a sanctuary from Odisha. And when it comes to biosphere reserve, No Creek is a biosphere reserve of Meghalaya. Tiger reserve Dudhwa is a tiger reserve from UP. So hence the answer here becomes option A. Consider the following sanctuaries of India. Which one of the following is a correct sequence of location of the above sanctuaries from south to north? Periyar Sanctuary, Kerala. Tachingam, Srinagar. Sariska, Rajasthan. Khana, MP. So when you arrange this accordingly from south to north, Kerala comes first at the south, then comes MP, then comes Rajasthan, then comes Srinagar at the top. So the answer here becomes option C. Which one of the following statement on biosphere reserve is not correct? In 1973, UNESCO launched a worldwide program on man and biosphere. This is absolutely correct. Biosphere reserve promotes research on ecological conservation. This is also correct. Nanda Devi Biosphere Reserve is located in Madhya Pradesh. No, this is wrong. This is located in Uttarakhand. Biosphere reserves are multi-purpose protected areas to protect the genetic diversity in ecosystem. This is also correct. So the answer here becomes option C. Consider the following statement. Jim Corbett National Park is the oldest national park of India. Yes, this is absolutely right, which was established by Jim Corbett in 1936. It was one of the 9 tiger reserves created at the launch of the Project Tiger in 1973. This is also correct. Initially, it was named as Haley National Park. This is also correct. So hence option B has 1, 2 and 3. This becomes the correct answer for this question. So match the following: Tiger Reserve and the state. Indravati, Chhattisgarh; Periyar, Kerala; Simlipal, Odisha; Bandipur, Karnataka. These are all the PYQs. Which one of the following statement with regards to biosphere reserve is correct? The idea of biosphere reserve was initiated by UNESCO in 1973-74. This is absolutely correct. There are 18 designated biosphere reserves in India. This is also correct. All the biosphere reserves in India have been included in World Network of Biosphere Reserve of UNESCO. This is wrong, because it is not all the biosphere reserve. It is the 12 biosphere reserve of the 18 which are being recognized by UNESCO. Hence, so the answer becomes 1 and 2. So the next question is on national parks and where they are located, and we need to identify the which are correctly matched. The Great Himalayan National Park, it's in Himachal Pradesh. This is right. Hemis High Altitude National Park in Jammu Kashmir. This is also correct. Valley of Flowers National Park in Uttarakhand. This is also correct. Hence all the statements are correct. Which of the following pair are correctly matched? Select the correct answer using the code given below. It's the Namdappa National Park, which is in Arunachal Pradesh, not in Meghalaya. The Mudumalai Wildlife Sanctuary, this is in Tamil Nadu and North Kerala. It's the Seshachalam Biosphere Reserve in Andhra Pradesh. This is correct. So only 3 is correct. Which one of the following are the most likely places to find the musk deer in its natural habitat? It is the Ascot Wildlife Sanctuary as well as the Gangotri National Park, where the musk deer is naturally found. Hence option 1 and 2 is correct. Coming to next question: national parks and the river flowing through the park. We need to identify the correctly matched one. The Corbett National Park, it is not the Ganga but the Ram Ganga which flows through it. When it comes to Kaziranga National Parks, it is the Brahmaputra, not the Manas. When it comes to Silent Valley National Parks, it's the Kunti, not the Kaveri. Hence none of the statements are correct. Match the list 1 and list 2 and select the correct answer given the code below. Bird Sanctuary and the states, we need to match those. The Sultanpur Bird Sanctuary, this is located in Haryana, and the Kulik, this is located in West Bengal, and Nawabganj, which is located in UP, and the Ativiri Bird Sanctuary, this is located in Karnataka. So the option here becomes option A. Arrange the following national parks of India from north to south. Again, arrangement question. The Indravati National Park in Chhattisgarh, Nagarwale, Karnataka; Corbett, Uttarakhand; Madhav National Park, MP. So let's arrange this from north to south. So Uttarakhand comes first, later comes Madhya Pradesh, then comes Chhattisgarh, then comes Karnataka. So in this order, the option C is correct. Match 1 and 2 and select the correct answer using the code given below. So they have given wildlife sanctuaries and state, we need to match those. It's the Mahanadi Wildlife Sanctuary, which is located in West Bengal. Lakahari Valley, this is located in Odisha. The Panchamahi, which is located in Madhya Pradesh. Chandraprabha, this is located in Uttar Pradesh. These are also all the from PYQs. So the next question is also match the following, where we need to match the biosphere reserves and the respective states. Nilgiri, it's in Tamil Nadu. When it comes to Manas, this is Assam. Panchamahi, this is Madhya Pradesh. Simlipal, Odisha. So the correct option here becomes option C. This is also match the following question, where we need to match the national parks as well as the important protected species. In the Kaziranga National Park, it is the one-horned rhinoceros which are being protected. When it comes to the Chingam Wildlife Sanctuary, it is the Angul which is been protected there. In Jim Corbett, it is the tiger which are being protected. When it comes to Madumalai, it is the elephants which are being protected. Hence the correct sequence becomes option A. With reference to India's Desert National Park, which of the following statements are correct? The Desert National Parks in Rajasthan, it is spread over 2 districts. Yes, this is absolutely correct. That is Jaisalmer and Parmer. And there is no human habitation inside the park. This is wrong. There is human habitation. It is one of the natural habitat of the Great Indian Bustard. This is also correct. And hence the answer here becomes 1 and 3. Consider the following statements. The boundaries of the national parks are being defined by legislation. This is correct. The biosphere reserve is declared to conserve a few species of flora and fauna. No, this is not the case. Biosphere has been declared to conserve all the species which are being located there. In a wildlife sanctuary, limited biotic interference is permitted. This is also correct. And statement 1 and 3 are correct. Here we need to identify the locations through the map. When it comes to Manas, this is located in Assam, that is 4. When it comes to Panchamahi, this is in MP, so it becomes option 1. And the Nokrik, which is in Meghalaya, it becomes 3. And Achanak Amargandak, this is in Chhattisgarh, and this is 2. Hence the option here becomes 4, 1, 3, 2. This is option C. Arrange the following national parks of India on the basis of their location, beginning from north to south. The Indravati, Chhattisgarh, Bandhavgarh, MP, Bandipur, Karnataka, Ghana, MP. They are asking from north to south. So MP comes first, later comes this Ghana National Park from MP, then comes Indravati, then comes Karnataka. Option C. So the next question is also a map based question where we need to locate this through map. It is a Corbett which is located in Uttarakhand. When it comes to Neora Valley, West Bengal, this becomes 3. The Betla, Jharkhand, this becomes 1. When it comes to Khana, which is in MP, this becomes 2. The answer here becomes D. Arrange the following tiger reserves of India from north to south. So Dudhwa, which is in UP, Panna, it is in MP, Pench is in MP, Indravati and Chhattisgarh. So the arrangement from north to south is like Dudhwa comes at the north, later comes Panna, later comes Pench and Indravati. This is the order of the tiger reserve from north to south. The answer here becomes 1, 2, 3, 4. With reference to Bindawara Wildlife Sanctuary, Sultanpur National Park, Thol Lake Wildlife Sanctuary and the Wadwana Wetland, which of the following statements are correct? All of them are Ramsar sites. All of the are the Ramsar sites. All of them are naturally formed wetlands. No, this is wrong statement because like the Bidwana, this is human made. All of them are birding sites. This is also correct. So answer here is 1 and 3 are correct. Which of the following is not a site for in situ? So we need to find out which is not in situ. Biosphere reserve, this is in situ. National park, this is in situ. Wildlife sanctuary, this is also in situ. But the botanical garden is ex situ. Which of the following pairs is correctly matched? We need to match national parks. Why it is famous for? The Ranthambore, it is famous for tigers. The Periyar, which is famous for elephants. Manas, which is famous for tigers, but they have given lion. Gir is famous for lions and not rhinoceros. So answer here becomes 1 and 2. The next question states that it's about match the following, matching the national park and wildlife sanctuary with the respective states. It's the Chandraprabha, which is located in Uttar Pradesh. Silent Valley, which is in Kerala. Valley of Flowers, it's in Uttarakhand. Indravati, which is in Chhattisgarh. So the answer here becomes option B. Which of the following statement regarding the faunal resources of India is correct? High degree of endemism has been noticed in the biodiversity hotspots of India. Yes, this is correct. Of the total biosphere reserves in India, the Sundarbans has the largest number of species and the Nokrik has the smallest number of species. This is also correct. Hence, option 1 and 2 are correct. Coming to next question. Consider the following statement. Animal Welfare Board of India is established under the Environmental Protection Act of 1986. No, this is wrong because it was established in 1962 under the Prevention of Cruelty of Animals Act 1960. National Tiger Conservation Authority is a statutory body. This is correct. The National Ganga River Basin Authority is chaired by Prime Minister. This is also correct. So 2 and 3 becomes correct. Match the wildlife sanctuaries and the states. The Bhitarkanika, which is in Odisha. The Panchamahi, which is in Madhya Pradesh. The Sharavati in Karnataka. And the Panchamaram, which is in Andhra Pradesh. Match list 1 with list 2 and select the correct answer using the code given below. The Buxa Tiger Reserve, this is in West Bengal. Periyar, it's in Kerala. Sariska, this is in Rajasthan. Wildlife sanctuary, this is in Gujarat. Coming to next question, we need to match the wildlife sanctuaries with the states. It's the Mahananda, which is in West Bengal. The Malabar, it's in Kerala. Satyamangalam, it's in Tamil Nadu. Lakahari, this is in Odisha. So the answer here becomes option C. Which one of the following is the first biosphere reserve of India? It's the Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve, which is the first biosphere reserve of India. Which one of the following is not a biosphere reserve of India? Agastya Malai, which is in Western Ghats, this is a biosphere reserve. Nokrik of Meghalaya, this is also a biosphere reserve. Greater Nicobar in Andaman Nicobar, this is also a biosphere reserve. But a Greater Himalaya, this is not a biosphere reserve. Which one of the following is the correct sequence of the given tiger reserve of India from north to south? Again, they are asking from north to south. Dudhwa, which is in UP, Khana, which is in MP, Indravati, Chhattisgarh, Bandipur, Karnataka. In which of the following national parks of India is there a proposal to introduce the cheetah from Africa? It's the Kuno National Park of MB, which is being proposed for this. Which one of the following protected area is well known for the conservation of subspecies of an Indian swamp deer, Bharasingha, that thrives well on hard ground and exclusively gramivorous? This is the Khana National Park, which is this. Among the following tiger reserve, which one has the largest area under critical tiger habitat? This is the Nagarjun Sagar, Srisailam. This has the highest area under critical tiger habitat. Which one of the following national park lies completely in the temperate alpine zone? That is the Valley of National Parks from Uttarakhand, which completely belongs to the temperate alpine zone. The most important strategy for conservation of biodiversity together with the traditional human life is established through biosphere reserve. In which one of the following categories of the protected areas in India are local people not allowed to collect and use the biomass? It's in the national park where human activities are being restricted. On the occasion of Wildlife Environment Day 2021, which one of the following was declared as a national park in India? This was in 2021, where Raimona, which was declared as a national park in India. All these belongs to Assam. Which set of following biosphere reserves in India is included in World Network of Biosphere Reserve? It's the Gulf of Mannar, Nokri, Panjamai and Simlipal, which belongs to the World Network of Biosphere Reserves. Which one of the following pair is not correctly matched? The Ramnagar Wildlife Sanctuary, this is not in Uttarakhand, it's in Jammu. And all the other options have been matched correctly. In which of the following state is PYQ Wildlife Sanctuary located? It's in Arunachal Pradesh. Which one of the following does not pass through Kaziranga National Park? Brahmaputra River, this passes. The Diplu River, this also passes. The National Highway number 37, this also passes. It's not the Indian railway track which passes through there. Which one of the following is the highest altitude zoo in the world? It's the Padmaja Naidu Himalayan Zoological Park, which is in West Bengal. It is the highest altitude zoo in the world. Kanha National Parks belongs to which one of the following biogeographical areas in the world? It belongs to the tropical subhumid forest. Consider the following: Keoladu Ghana National Park, Madhumalai Wildlife Sanctuary, Sultanpur National Park. They are asking which of the above are wetland. It's the only Keoladu and the Sultanpur which are the wetlands. Which one of the following was recently considered to be the suitable site for introduction of the African cheetahs in India? It's the Kuno National Park. Which one of the following bird sanctuaries is situated on the bank of the river Kaveri in Karnataka? It's the Ranganthittu Bird Sanctuary. Which of the following national park is unique in being swamp and the floating vegetation that supports a rich biodiversity? It's the Kaibul Lamchok National Park. Which one of the following tiger reserves of India has Bharasingha? The Bharasingha as the official mascot. It's the Khana Tiger Reserve. The Nokrik Biosphere Reserve, which is located in Meghalaya. In the year 2020, which one of the following tiger reserves of India was being declared as UNESCO site? It's the Panna Tiger Reserve. Which one of the following is the first national park established in India? It's the Jim Corbett. Kaibul Lamcho National Park is located in which of the following wetlands? It's the Lotak Lake of Manipur. Recently, there was a proposal to translocate some of the lions from their natural habitat in Gujarat to which one of the following sites? It's the Kuno Wildlife Sanctuary. Which one of the following national parks has climate that varies from tropical to the subtropical, temperate and arctic? It's the Namdappa National Park of Arunachal Pradesh, where we can see a varied climate. Cheetahs brought from Namibia were introduced in India to which one of the following national parks? It's a Kuno National Park. Which one of the following biosphere reserve comprises island with estuaries, beaches, coral reefs, salt marshes and the mangroves? It's the Gulf of Mannar Biosphere Reserve. Which one of the following is spread over 3 states? It's the National Chample Sanctuary, which is spread over 3 states. Those 3 states are Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh. Which one of the following national parks has become the first national park in India to be equipped with satellite phones? It's the Kaziranga National Park, which is in Assam, which has been equipped with the satellite phones. Match the following, where we need to match the wildlife sanctuaries and the states. Mahananda, which is in West Bengal, the Malabar, which is in Kerala, Satyamangalam, which is in Tamil Nadu, Lakar Valley, which is in Odisha. Out of all the biosphere reserves in India, 4 have been recognized on the World Network by UNESCO. Which one of the following is not one of them? It's the Kaziranga, which has been not recognized by UNESCO, whereas Gulf of Mannar, Nanda Devi and Sundarbans are being recognized by UNESCO. In which among the following states is the Dihang Dibang Biosphere Reserve located? It's in Arunachal Pradesh. Which one of the following is the largest tiger reserve of India in terms of the area of the core critical tiger habitats? It's again a PYQ, Nagarjuna Sagar Srishalam. Which one of the following about Khijadiya Bird Sanctuary is correct? It was recently declared as a Ramsar site wetland of international importance. This is correct. This is located in UP. This is wrong. Hence the option 1 becomes correct. Which one of the following is correct? It's the Run of Kutch is a wild ass sanctuary. Yes, this is correct. Which one of the following pair is not correctly matched? Khana National Park, Madhya Pradesh, correct. Sultanpur, Haryana, correct. Bandipur, Karnataka, correct. But the Ranthambore National Park, no, it's in Rajasthan. Which among the following has been declared as India's first other effective area-based conservation measure? It's the Aravali Biodiversity Park, Haryana, which has been declared. With reference to Sishachalam Biosphere Reserve, which among the following statements is correct? It is located in Eastern Ghats. This is correct. It is a unique tropical rainforest. No, this is wrong. Hence, statement 1 becomes correct. Consider the following pairs: national parks and the region. Bandhavgarh National Park, it's in MP, northwestern India. The Bandipur Tiger Reserve, it's in southern India. The Manas National Park, it's in northeast India. Hence, 2 and 3 are correct. Which one of the following pairs are correctly matched? Lotak National Park, this is in Manipur. This is correct. The Namdappa National Park, this is in Arunachal Pradesh, not Meghalaya. Valley of Flowers National Park, this is in Uttarakhand, not Sikkim. Hence, the statement 1 becomes correct. Which one of the following statement is not correct about biosphere reserves? They are protected areas meant for conservation of biodiversity. This is correct. Each biosphere reserve has 3 zones. This is also correct. There are networks of biosphere reserves all over the world. This is also correct. They were first started by IUCN, International Union for Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources. No, this is wrong. Which among the following is the correct order of the tiger reserve situated from north to south? Corbett, Uttarakhand; Sariska, Rajasthan; Simlipal, Odisha; Periyar, Kerala. This is the order from north to south of the arrangement of these tiger reserves. Which among the following protected areas are located in Kaveri Basin? The Nagarhole National Park, yes, this is located in Kaveri Basin. The Papikonda National Park, this is not located in Kaveri Basin, but it's located in the Godavari Basin. The Satyamangalam Tiger Reserve, this is also located in Kaveri Basin. Wayanad Wildlife Sanctuary, this is also from Kaveri Basin. Hence, 1, 3 and 4 are correct. Gir National Park is famous for lions. Where is the Asan Conservation Reserve located? It's in Uttarakhand. Which one of the following biosphere reserves is spread over 3 states in the India? It's the Nilgiri, which is spread in Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and Kerala. The term M stripes is sometimes seen in news in the context of maintenance of tiger reserves. The Manas National Park is situated in the state of Assam. Which one of the following is not a site for in situ method of conservation of the flora? Biosphere Reserve, this is in situ. National Park in situ. Wildlife Sanctuary in situ. Botanical Garden, this is ex situ. Which one of the following is not an in situ conservation? Same question. The botanical gardens are ex situ. Which one of the following is not a World Heritage Site? Kaziranga National Park, this is a World Heritage Site. Sundarban, this is also World Heritage Site. Keoladao, this is also World Heritage Site. But the Kanchenjunga, this is not a World Heritage Site. Guru Ghasidas National Park is situated in Chhattisgarh. With this, we complete all the questions from national parks, biosphere reserves, and the wildlife sanctuaries. Hello, everybody. Welcome to UPSC PYQ Chronicles, where we will be discussing all the question papers of the examinations which are being conducted by UPSC, like CDS, NDA, CSC, Civil Service Examination, CAPF, CISF, Geoscientist, EPFO, Combined SO, ED, CBI, and many more. And this is the series on environment. This is the second lecture of this. And today's topic is Wildlife Protection Act and the flora and fauna. We will be discussing all the questions on this which are being asked by UPSC in various examinations. So let's get started. Hilsa is the national fish of Bangladesh. Which one of the following makes a tool with a stick to scrap insects from the hole in the tree or a log of wood? It is a orangutan. Which one of the following set of trees does not belong to temperate floral zone of Himalaya? It is the cashew nut and the magnolia, which does not belong to the temperate floral zone of Himalayas, whereas the oak, maple, rhododendron, birch, and the laurels, these all belong to these temperate floral zones of Himalaya. Consider the following animals: jaguar, saltwater crocodile, snow leopard. Here they are asking us which are naturally found in India. It is the saltwater crocodile and snow leopard which are naturally found in India. Jaguar is not found in India. Friday, Hilton, Oban, CIA, Asha, Tbilisi, Sasha, Savannah are the names of. These were the cheetahs brought to India from Namibia. What is the common name for a Asiatic wild dog that was once found all over the continent? It is the dhole. The Velace line distinguishes or separates the flora and fauna between the Southeast Asia and the Australia. In which one of the following places is Asiatic lion found in its natural habitat? It's in the Gir forest of Gujarat, where Asiatic lions are found natural. Which organization publishes worldwide list of endangered species? It is the IUCN, that is the International Union for Conservation of Nature, which publishes the worldwide list of the endangered species. Operation Kachappa is a NGO initiative for the conservation of olive red sea turtles. Recently, there was a proposal to reintroduce an animal in India which became extinct in this country several decades ago. Which one of the following is the animal in the question? It is the cheetah. In order to create awareness among the people regarding endangered species of tortoise, in the month of February 2015, the third turtle festival was held at Hajong Lake, Assam. Among the following, which one is not an ape? Gibbon, gorilla, and orangutan belongs to ape, but whereas langur does not belongs to ape. For which one of the following snakes is the diet mainly composed of other snakes? It is a king cobra which eats other snakes. Which one of the following is not a poisonous snake? Cobra, krait, and vipers. These all are venomous snakes, but whereas a river snake, this is not a venomous snake. Cheetahs were recently reintroduced to India from Africa. From which language is the name cheetah derived? This is derived from Sanskrit. Which one of the following became extinct in India a few decades ago and is proposed to be reintroduced? It's the cheetah. With reference to wildlife of India, what is dugong? It is a marine mammal. In the context of Indian wildlife, the flying fox is a bat. The marine animal called dugong, which is vulnerable to extinction, is an mammal. From which among the following pairs of species a small quantity of fine quality wool is obtained in India? It's the Paschima goats and Angora rabbits. Which butterfly species was recently named the official butterfly of Jammu and Kashmir? Blue pansy. Recently, the Supreme Court of India has ordered the laying of underground high voltage power lines in Gujarat and Rajasthan to save the Great Indian Bustard GIB. The pillar-like structure, which hang vertically downwards from the aerial branches found in banyan tree, are known as the prop roots. Which among the following is the largest monkey? It is the gorilla, which is the largest monkey. Which of the following places is known for saltwater crocodile? It is the Bhitarkanika in Odisha, which is known for its saltwater crocodile. Which one of the following fauna of India is an ape? It's the Holag gibbon, which is the only ape of India. The only snake which builds a nest is the king cobra. Which one of the following is the national aquatic animal of India? It's the Gangetic dolphin. Which one of the following groups of animal belongs to the category of endangered species? It is the GIB, the musk deer, red panda, and Asiatic wild ass, which belongs to endangered species. With reference to Indian elephants, consider the following statement. The leader of an elephant group is a female. This is correct statement. The maximum gestation period can be 22 months. This is also correct. An elephant can normally go on calving till the age of 40 years only. This is not only 40 years, it can be up to 45 also. So this statement becomes wrong. Among the states in India, the highest elephant population is in Kerala. This is also wrong. It is not Kerala. It's in Karnataka that highest population of elephant is found. Hence statement 1 and 2 are correct. Consider the following statement. Asiatic lion is normally found in India only. This is correct. Double humped camel is naturally found in India only. No, wrong. This is also found in Kazakhstan. One horned rhinoceros is naturally found in India only. No, this is even found in Nepal and Bhutan. So option 1 is only correct. What are the unique about Kharia camels, a breed found in India? It is capable of swimming up to 3 kilometers in seawater. This is correct. It survives by grazing on mangroves. This is also correct. It lives in the wild and cannot be domesticated. Wrong. It can be. So hence 1 and 2 are correct. Sabian Award is given for the conservation of amphibians. Consider the following statement in respect of trade-related analysis of fauna and flora in commerce, that is traffic. Traffic is a bureau under UNEP, that is United Nations Environmental Program. This statement is wrong because it comes under WWF and IUCN, that is World Wildlife Fund as well as International Union for Conservation of Nature. The mission traffic is to ensure that trade in wild plants and animals is not a threat to the conservation of the nature. This is correct, hence option 2 is correct. Birds like flamingos can stand on one leg. Which among the following statement related to this is correct? By standing on one leg, flamingos can conserve body's heat and energy because they can reduce great deal of surface area for the loss of heat. So this statement is correct. By standing on one leg, one flamingo makes a counter-ship display, which is a part of the ritual prior to reproduction. This is wrong, and statement 1 is correct. With reference to red sander, sometimes seen in the news, consider the following statement. It is a tree species found in the part of South India. Correct. It is one of the most important trees in the tropical rainforest areas of South India. This is wrong, hence 1 is correct. Which one among the following statement is not correct? More than 50% of world's animal species are found in tropical rainforest. Correct. 1/3 of the land surface is arid and semi-arid. This is also correct. Floating plants like phytoplanktons in the oceans produce over half the world's oxygen. This is also correct. World's important deserts are located across the equator. No, these are not located across the equators. So this becomes wrong statement. A sandy and saline areas in the natural habitat of an Indian animal species. The animal has no predators in that area, but its extinction is threatened due to the destructions of the habitat. Which one of the following could be that animal? It is the wild ass which they are speaking about. Which of the above are poisonous snakes? It is the common krait and the Russell's viper, which are poisonous. Rock python is a non-venomous snake. Which of the above are naturally found in India? Star tortoise, yes, this is found. Monitor lizard, this is also found in India. Pygmy hawk, this is also found in India. But the spider monkey, this is not naturally found in India. In wildlife conservation, which among the following best defines an endemic species? An endangered species which is found in a few restricted areas on the earth. This becomes a correct statement. Consider the following statement. Lion do not have a particular breeding season. Yes, this is correct. Unlike most other big cats, cheetahs do not roar. This is also. Unlike most other big cats, cheetahs do not roar. This is a correct statement. Unlike male lions, male leopards do not proclaim their territory by scent marking. This is wrong because even the male leopards do that. So 1 and 2 are correct. Consider the following statement regarding the Indian squirrels. They build nest by making burrows in the ground. They store their food material like nuts and seed in the ground. They are omnivorous. This is wrong, and statement 1 and 2 are correct. Consider the following fauna. Lion-tailed macaque, Malabar civet, sambar deer. How many of the above are generally nocturnal and most active after sunset? It is the Malabar civet which is the nocturnal and are most active after the sunset. So only one is correct. Which of the above are endangered? It is all of the above species are endangered, that is gharials, leatherback turtle, the swamp deer. These all are endangered species. King cobra is the only snake that makes its own nest. Why does it make its nest? Because it is an oviparous snake and lays its eggs in the nest and guards the nest until they are hatched. Which of the following about the olive ridley turtle is correct? They are asking the correct statement. They are the smallest and the most abundant of all the sea turtles found in the world. This is correct statement. They live in warm waters of Pacific, Atlantic and Indian Ocean. This is also correct. The Coromandel coast in India is the largest mass nesting site of the olive ridley turtle. This is a wrong statement because it is the Gahirmata of Bhitarkanika which is the largest mass nesting site of olive ridley turtle. So 1 and 2 becomes correct. If you travel through the Himalayas, you are likely to see which one of the following plant naturally growing there? Oak, rhododendron and the sandalwood. It is the oak and the rhododendron which are naturally seen in the Himalayas. It is not the sandalwood. Hence the statement 1 and 2 becomes correct. With reference to the black tiger, which one of the following statement is correct? They are also referred to as the melanistic tiger. In India, they are found only in the Simlipal tiger reserves in Odisha. Yes, these two statements are correct, hence both 1 and 2 becomes correct. In which of the following states is lion-tailed macaque found in its natural habitat? It's in Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Karnataka. The lion-tailed macaque is naturally found and not in the Andhra Pradesh. So 1, 2 and 3 becomes correct. What is the difference between the antelope, oryx and the chiru? Oryx is adapted to live in hot and arid areas, whereas chiru is adapted to live in the steppes and the semi-deserts area of the cold high mountains. Statement 1 is correct. Consider the following statement. Which of the above are naturally found in India? Black-necked crane, yes, this is found. Cheetahs, they are not naturally found now because they have been extinct. Flying squirrel, this is found. Snow leopard, this is also found. So 1, 3 and 4 are correct. With reference to the neem tree, consider the following statement. Neem oil can be used as a pesticide to control the proliferation of some species of insects and mites. Yes, this is correct. Neem seeds are used in manufacturing of biofuels and the hospital detergents. No, this is wrong. Neem oil has applications in pharmaceutical industry. This is correct. So 1 and 3 becomes correct. Consider the following statement. The Texas tree naturally found in the Himalayas. Yes, correct. The Texas tree is listed in Red Data Book. This is also correct. The drug called Taxol is obtained from Texas tree is the effective agent of the Parkinson's disease. No, this is wrong. It should have been the cancer. So 1 and 2 becomes correct. If you walk through the countryside, you are likely to see some birds stalking alongside the cattle to seize the insects disturbed by their movement through grasses. Which of the following such bird it is? It is the common myna, which you can see at the countryside doing this work. The red data books published by the IUCN contains a list of the threatened plants and animals. Option 2 is correct. With reference to Indian laws about wildlife protection, consider the following statement. Wild animals are the sole properties of the government. No, this is a wrong statement. When a wild animal is declared protected, such animal is entitled for equal protection whether it is found in protected areas or outside. This is absolutely correct. Apprehensions of the protected wild animals becoming a danger to human life is sufficient ground for its capture or killing. No, this is wrong. We can't kill animals. So option 2 becomes correct. With regards to the Project Tiger, which one of the following statement is not correct? It was launched in India in the year 1973. This is correct. The objective of the project is to preserve the habitats and the tigers therein as a natural heritage. Yes, this is also correct. The project emphasizes to ensure the viable population of the tiger in India. This is also correct. There are no tiger reserves in northeastern part of the India. This is wrong statement because Kaziranga, Orang and Manas are a few examples of the tiger reserves in northeastern part of the India. According to IUCN Red List, a vulnerable species is one which, so they are asking what is the meaning of vulnerable. The species which is likely to become endangered in the near future is known as vulnerable species. Animal found in its natural habitat and the country. We need to find the correct pair. Indri, which is not found in Brazil but it is found in Madagascar. The elk, which is not found in Indonesia but North America or the Central and East America or the Northern Asia. Whereas the bonobo, this is found in Democratic Republic of Congo and not Madagascar. Hence, none of the pairs are matched properly. How many of the above trees are actually native to India? It is only one species, that is the red sander, which is native to India. Cashew and papaya are not native to India because cashew comes from northeastern Brazil and the papaya comes up from the Central America or the southern Mexico. Vultures, which were very common in our countryside a few years ago, are rarely seen nowadays. This is attributed to which one of the following? A drug used by the cattle owners for treating their diseased cattle, that is the diclofenac, which caused the extinction of the vultures, and now this has been banned. If a particular plant species is placed under Schedule 6 of the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972, what is the implications? A license is required to cultivation of that plant. According to Wildlife Protection Act of 1972, which of the following animals cannot be hunted by any person except under some provisions provided by the law? Gharials, Indian wild as well as the wild buffaloes cannot be hunted. So the answer becomes 1, 2, 3. In India, if a species of tortoise is declared protected under Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972, what does this imply? That it enjoys the same level of protection as a tiger because even tiger comes under Schedule 1. Consider the following statement. Moringa, that is drumstick tree, is a leguminous evergreen tree. This is a wrong statement because it is a deciduous tree. Tamarind tree is endemic to South Asia. This is a wrong statement. In India, most of the tamarind is collected as a minor forest produce. This is the correct statement. India exports tamarind and seeds of moringa. This is also correct. Seeds of moringa and tamarind can be used in the production of biofuels. This is also correct. So 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5 becomes the correct answer. Other than resistant to pest, what are the prospects for which Other than resistant to pest, what are all the prospects for which genetically engineering plants have been created? To enable them to withstand drought, correct statement. To introduce the nutrient value to the produce, this is also correct. To enable them to grow and to do photosynthesis in spaceships and the space stations. No, this is wrong statement. To increase their shelf life, this is also correct. Hence, 1, 2 and 4 becomes correct. The Red Data Book containing information of all wild plants and the animals in danger or extinction has been published by which one of the following? It is the IUCN, that is the International Union for Conservation of Nature and the Natural Resources. With reference to dugong, a mammal found in India, which of the following statement is correct? It is a herbivorous marine animal. This is correct. It is found along the entire coast of India. No, this is not found in the entire coast of India. It is given legal protection under the Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. This is also correct. The Indian flying fox is placed under the vermin category in the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. This is correct statement. The Indian flying fox feeds on the blood of the other animals. No, this is wrong statement. So statement 1 is correct, but the statement 2 is incorrect. Consider the following statement and identify with the help of the code the tree with which the statement is related to. The branches of this tree roots themselves like new tree over a long area. The tree then gives rise to more trunks and branches. Because of this character and this longevity, this tree is considered immortal and is an integral part of a myth and the legends of India. So they are speaking of the banyan tree. With this, we end with all the questions which have been asked from this topic by UPSC in various examinations. Thank you. Hello, welcome to UPSC PYQ Chronicles. This is the series on environment, and this is the third video of this series, where we will be discussing all the questions which are being asked by UPSC in various examinations like CDS, NDA, Civil Service Examination, CAPF, Geoscientist, EPFO, CBI, ED, etc. And the topic of the day is biome, ecosystem, ecotone, biodiversity hotspots. So let's get started. A biological community in its environment such as pond, ocean, forest, even an aquarium, it is an ecosystem. A transition zone of varied natural vegetation occupying the boundary between the two adjacent different plant communities is known as the ecotone. A juvenile ecosystem is characterized by energy usage which is primarily directed towards the multiplication and growth of the organism. In a juvenile ecosystem, the zoonosis are often monophagous. Which one of the following region is characterized by sensitive ecosystem? Enhanced occurrence of extreme weather events and the natural catastrophes. It is the mountain region. Which one of the following is the best description of the term ecosystem? Ecosystem refers to the community of an organism together with the environment in which they live. Which one among the following island is Southeast Asia is situated between Wellesley Line and the Weber's Line that are related to biodiversity? It is the Celebes, that is the Sulawesi. With reference to India's biodiversity, Ceylon frogmoth, coppersmith barbet, grey-cheeked minivet and the white-throated redstart, these are the species of the birds. Ecotone is a transitional ecosystem. Ecotone is a transition between the two ecosystems. Which one among the following statement regarding the ecotone is correct? Ecotone It represents the transitional region between the two ecosystems. Consider the following regions. Which one of the above are biodiversity hotspots? It's the Eastern Himalaya and the Eastern Mediterranean region which are the biodiversity hotspots, whereas Northwestern Australia is not a biodiversity hotspot. The Biosphere Reserve Program was initiated by MAB program of the UNESCO, that is Man and Biosphere. Which one of the following is a terrestrial type of ecosystem? It is the coral reefs, which is a terrestrial type of ecosystem. The ecological niche of an organism relates to the specific habitat of that organism, that is known as the ecological niche of that organism. In which one of the following countries the Mediterranean type of biome is found? It is in the Chile that the Mediterranean type of climate is found. Biodiversity is highest in the tropic zone. Which one of the following is not a reason for the decrease in biodiversity? Large-scale deforestation. Yes, this is the reason for the decrease in the biodiversity. Exploitation of the forest produce. This is also a reason for the decrease in the biodiversity. Encroachment in the forest areas. This is also a reason for the decrease in the biodiversity. But whereas maintaining sacred groves will help us to increase the biodiversity of the forests. Besides species diversity, ecosystem diversity, which one of the following is included in the term biodiversity? It is the genetic diversity which is also included in the biodiversity. Which one among the following phenomena includes the processes such as the production, predation, nutrient transformation, and the influx and the exflux of the energy and the material? It is the ecosystem function. Biome. The largest recognizable assemblage of the animal and the plants on the earth is controlled mainly by the climate. Which one of the following is known as the life supporting zone of the earth? It is the biosphere, where the atmosphere and the hydrosphere and the lithosphere come together and forms a biosphere. Biodiversity is highest in wet evergreen equatorial forest. In India, which one of the following regions is a global biodiversity hotspots? It is the Western Ghats. Apart from this, there are other three regions which comes under the biodiversity hotspots, that are the Himalayas, the Indo-Burma region, and the Sunda land. An ecosystem comprises of all the living and the non-living things in an area. The greatest diversity of animal and plant species is found in the tropical moist forests. A biogeographic region with significant reservoir of biodiversity that is under the threat from human. This is known as the biodiversity hotspot. The decade of 2021 to 2030 is declared by United Nations as the decade of ecosystem restoration. Which one among the following is not a reason for low biodiversity? It is the abundance of the ecological niche, which is not the reason for the low biodiversity, whereas all other three options are the reasons for the low biodiversity. An ecotone generally refers to, it is the area between the two ecosystems of different evolutionary levels. The variability among living organisms from all sources, including the terrestrial, marine, and the other ecosystems and the ecological complexes of which they are part, which includes the diversity within species, between species of the ecosystem, refers to, it is the biological diversity which they are speaking about. Consider the following statement. Which one of the following statements are correct? Biodiversity is normally greater in the lower latitudes as compared to the higher latitudes. Yes, this is a correct statement. Along the mountain gradients, biodiversity is normally greater in the lower latitudes as compared to the higher latitudes. Yes, this is also correct statement. Hence, both 1 and 2 become correct. Consider the following statement. Biodiversity hotspots are located only in the tropical regions. No, this is wrong statement. India has 4 biodiversity hotspots, i.e. the Eastern Himalayas, Western Ghats, and the Andaman Nicobar. No, this is wrong statement. Neither 1 or 2 are correct. Which of the following statements about the biodiversity hotspot is correct? Biodiversity hotspots are identified by the IUCN. This is correct statement. Biodiversity hotspots are defined according to their vegetation. This is also correct. In India, Eastern Ghats, Western Ghats are the biodiversity hotspots. No, Eastern Ghats are not the biodiversity hotspots. Hence, 1 and 2 become correct. Which one of the following is the correct sequence of the ecosystem in the order of their decreasing productivity? Mangroves with the highest productivity, followed by grasslands, lakes, and the oceans. Option C is correct. Which one of the following terms describes not only the physical space occupied by an organism but also the functional role in the community of an organism? It is the ecological niche which the question is speaking about. With reference to an initiative called the Economics of the Ecosystem and the Biodiversity, which of the following statement is correct? It is an initiative hosted by UNEP, IMF, World Economic Forum. This is the wrong statement because this is an initiative hosted by UNEP. It is a global initiative that focuses on the drawing attention to the economic benefit of the biodiversity. This is the correct statement. It presents an approach that can help decision makers recognize, demonstrate, and capture the value of the ecosystem and the biodiversity. This is also correct. Therefore, 2 and 3 are correct. Consider the following international agreements. The International Treaty on the Plant Genetic Resources for Food and Agriculture, the United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification, the World Heritage Convention. Which of the above have bearing on the biodiversity? It is all of these which will have the bearing on the biodiversity. So therefore 1, 2 and 3 becomes the correct statement. With reference to India, consider the following central acts. The Import and Export Control Act of 1947, Mining and Minerals Development Regulation Act of 1957, Customs Act of 1962, Indian Forest Act of 1927. The question says which of the above acts have relevance to bearing on the biodiversity conservation in the country? It is all of these 4 acts will have bearing on the biodiversity conservation of the country. Which one of the following is not correctly matched? Pair regarding the regional biodiversity. Point richness, the number of species that can be found at a single point in a given space. This is point richness. Alpha richness, the number of species found in a small heterogeneous area. This is wrong because it should have been homogeneous area. The beta richness, the rate of change in the species composition across different habitats. This is also correct. Gamma richness, the rate of change across the large landscape gradient. This is also correct. So option B becomes the incorrect statement. With reference to the Global Environmental Facility, which of the following statements are correct? It serves as the financial mechanism for the Convention on Biological Diversity and United Nations Framework Convention on the Climate Change. This is a correct statement. It undertakes scientific research on the environmental issues at the global level. This is wrong statement because it does not specify the scientific research. It is an agency under OECD to facilitate the transfer of the technology and funds to the underdeveloped countries with specific aim to protect their environmental. This is wrong statement because this is not OECD. This agency is under World Bank. So statement 1 becomes correct. Biodiversity forms the basis for human existence in the following ways: soil formation, prevention of soil erosion, recycling of the waste, pollination of the crops. It is all of these which forms the basis for the human's existence. So option D becomes correct. With reference to biodiversity, which of the following statement is correct? Species richness and the high degree of endemism are important criteria for the identification of biodiversity hotspot. Yes, this is correct statement. Species diversity is highest in the tropics and decreases down to the poles. This is also correct. Biodiversity conservation may be in situ as well as ex situ. This is also correct. So 1, 2 and 3 becomes the correct statement. Consider the following statement about the different biomes. Tropical savanna biome is a tropical grassland with scattered drought resistant trees. This is a correct statement. Temperate deciduous forest biome is a high altitude region in the Himalaya. This is also correct statement. Temperate coniferous forest biome is found in very dry environmental where temperature range from very cold to very hot. This is wrong statement. Tundra biome is found in the polar regions and characterized by the absence of trees, dwarf plants, wet and spongy, and the rough upper ground surface. This is a correct statement. So 1, 2, and 4 are the correct statements. With reference to the eco-sensitive zones, which of the following statements are correct? Eco-sensitive zones are the areas that are declared under Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. This is a wrong statement because these were been declared under Environmental Protection Act of 1986. The purpose of declaration of the eco-sensitive zone is to prohibit all kinds of human activities in those zones except agriculture. This is also wrong statement because it is not just agriculture but horticulture, rainwater harvesting, tourism are also accepted from this. Hence, neither 1 or 2 becomes the answer. How does National Biodiversity Authority helps in protecting the Indian agriculture? NBA checks the biopiracy and protects the indigenous and the traditional genetic resources. Yes, this is correct statement. NBA directly monitors and supervises the scientific research on the genetic modifications of the crop. This is a wrong statement because they don't directly monitor or supervise the scientific research or the genetically modification of the crops. So this is wrong statement. Application for the intellectual property rights IPR related to the genetic biological resources cannot be made without the approval of NBA. This is the correct statement because it cannot be made without the approval of NBA. So 1 and 3 becomes the correct answer. 3 of the following criteria have contributed to the recognition of Western Ghats, Sri Lanka and the Indo-Burma regions as the hotspot of the biodiversity. Species richness, yes, this has been contributed. Endemism, this has also been contributed. Threat perception, this is also contributed. Hence, 1, 3 and 5 is the correct answer for this question. Phytoplanktons produce most of the organic carbon in the ocean. This is correct statement. Algae are produced in the cold water biome. This is also correct. But statement 2 is not the correct explanation for the statement 1. So both the statements are individually true, but the statement 2 is not the correct explanation of the statement 1. Which one of the following can be threat to the biodiversity of the geographical area? It is the global warming, which can be a threat. Fragmentation of habitats, this can also be a threat. Invasion of the alien species, this can also be a threat. But whereas promotion of vegetarianism, this cannot be one of the threat. So 1, 2 and 3 becomes here answer. 2 important rivers, one with its source in Jharkhand and known by a different name in Odisha, and another with its source in Odisha, merge at a place only a short distance from the coast of Bay of Bengal. Before flowing into sea, this is an important site of wildlife biodiversity and protects area. Which one of the following could be this? This is the Bhitarkanika. Which one among the following statement is not correct? Eastern Himalaya and the Western Ghats are the 2 biodiversity hotspots. This is the correct statement. Central American lowland and the highland forest are identified as biodiversity hotspot. This is also correct. The biodiversity hotspots are most confined to the tropical and the subtropical areas of the world. This is also correct. The Southeast Asian islands are not rich in biodiversity. This is wrong statement because they are rich in diversity. What is ecological amplitude? The range of demand and the consequent range of the tolerance of a species to the fluctuations in the environmental conditions. In simple, it is the range of environment where a species can tolerate it. What is bioenergetic approach in the modern ecology? It is the study of similarities and the differences in the food relationship among living organisms and the various forms of energy supporting their life. This is the bioenergetic approach. No trees are found in tundra biome near the polar regions of the northern hemisphere. This is because the frozen ice beneath the surface soil, that is the permafrost, restricts the growth of the root growth. Which one of the following can be threat to the biodiversity of a geographical area? This is a repetition. Why is plant called Prosopis juliflora often mentioned in news? Because it tends to reduce the biodiversity in the area in which it grows. It is an invasive species. Which one of the following is the correct sequence about the various levels of organization of biosphere? First comes the organism. The group of organisms create a population, and a group of population forms an ecosystem, which further creates the biosphere. Which one of the following statement about the biodiversity is not correct? The term biodiversity was coined by Walter G. Rosen in 1986. This is the correct statement. The term biodiversity hotspot was coined by Norman Mailer in 1988. This is also correct statement. The region having rich biodiversity are called biodiversity hotspots. This is also correct. More than 100 hotspots of biodiversity are identified in the world. No, this is wrong because this is not 100. This is 36. Consider the following regions of India. Which of the above is our biodiversity hotspots of the India? It is Western Ghats as well as the Eastern Himalayas which are the biodiversity hotspot and not the Aravalli Hills. Why is there a great concern about the microbeads that are released into environment? Because they are considered to be the harmful to the marine ecosystems. The Millennium Ecosystem Assessment describes the following major categories of the ecosystem services: provisioning, supporting, regulating, preserving, and the culture. Which one of the following is the supporting service? It is the nutrient cycle and the crop pollination. No trees are found in tundra biome near the polar regions of the northern hemisphere. This is because the frozen ice beneath the surface soil permafrost restricts the root growth. This is also repetition. With this, we complete all the questions which are being asked by UPSC on the biomes, ecotone, biodiversity hotspot, and the ecosystem. Thank you. Hello, welcome to UPSC PYQ Chronicles. This is the series on environmental, and this is the fourth lecture of this series, where we will be discussing all the questions which are being asked by UPSC in various examinations conducted by it, like CDS, NDA, Civil Service Examination, CAPF, CISF. It may be Geoscientist, CBI, EPFO, ED, etc. And the topic of the day is biofuel, biomass, and green energy. We will be discussing all the questions from this topic which are asked by UPSC. So let's get started. With reference to green hydrogen, consider the following statement. It can be used directly as a fuel for internal combustion. Yes, this is a correct statement because it can be used. It can be blended with the natural gas and used as a fuel for heat or power generation. This is also correct statement. It can be used in the hydrogen fuel cell to run vehicles. Yes, this is also correct statement. So all the three statements are correct. Consider the following heavy industries, that is the fertilizer plant, oil refineries, steel plants. Green hydrogen is expected to play a significant role in decarbonizing how many of the above industries? It is all the three industries which can play a significant role in decarbonizing. According to India's national policy on biofuel, which of the following can be used as a raw material for the production of biofuels? Cassava, damaged wheat grains can be used. Rotten potatoes and sugar beet also can be used, but these two, that is the groundnut seeds and the horse gram, are not been included in that. What are the advantages of the biomass as a source of energy? Its stores and transportation is possible. Yes, this is a correct statement. It is ecologically safe and is inoffensive. This is also correct. Can be developed with the present man and the material abilities. This is also correct. Low capital input required. This is also correct. So hence all the statement becomes correct. It is possible to produce algae based biofuel. But what are the likely limitations of the developing countries in promoting this industry? Production of algae based biofuel is possible in sea only and not on the continents. This is the wrong statement because that is even possible in the lakes, rivers, etc. So this statement becomes a wrong statement. Setting up and engineering the algae based biofuel production requires high level of expertise, technology until the construction is completed. This is the correct statement. Economically viable production necessitates the setting up of the large scale facilities which may raise ecological and the social concerns. This is also a correct statement. So 2 and 3 becomes the correct statement. Biomass gasification is considered to be the one of the sustainable solution to the power crisis in India. In this context, which of the following statement is correct? Coconut shell, groundnut shell, and the rice husk can be used in the biomass gasification. Yes, this is the right statement. The combustible gases generated from the biomass gasification consist of hydrogen and carbon dioxide only. This is the wrong statement because even that includes methane and carbon monoxide. The combustible gases generated from the biomass gasification can be used for the direct heat generation but not in internal combustion engines. This is the wrong statement because this can be used in internal combustion engines. So only one statement becomes correct. Which of the above are released into atmosphere due to the burning of the crops or the biomass residues? It is the carbon monoxide, methane, ozone and the sulfur dioxide. All four will be released by the burning of the crops or the biomass residues. Renewable energy can be obtained from biomass. Which one of the following is not a biomass energy source? Wood is gobar gas and the coal are the sources of the biomass energy sources, whereas nuclear reactor is not a biomass energy source. The world's largest biomass cook stove system for the cooking in the community kitchen has been installed at in the Shiradi. Green energy refers to one which does not harm the ecosystem of the planet Earth. This is the correct statement. All renewable energy is a green energy. No, this is wrong statement because all the renewable energies are not green energy. So statement 1 is true but statement 2 is false. This becomes the answer. Over 90% of the world's biomass is in oceans. In the context of the alternative source of energy, ethanol as a viable biofuel can be obtained from sugarcane. With this, we end the topic of biofuel, biomass and green energy. Thank you. Hello, welcome to UPSC PYQ Chronicles. This is the series on environment. And the topic of the day is environmental eutrophication, bioaccumulation, biomagnification, bioremediation. This single video will cover all the questions asked by UPSC in various examinations like CDS, NDA, Civil Service Examination, CISF, Geoscientist, EPFO, ED, CBI, etc. So let's get started. Which one of the following is not a feature of eutrophic lake? Blooms are frequent in eutrophic lakes. This is the correct statement. Plant nutrient flux is high. This is also a correct statement. Dominated by blue-green algae. This is also correct. But whereas primary productivity is low in the eutrophic lake is a wrong statement because the primary productivity in eutrophic lake is high. The terms oligotrophic, mesotrophic and eutrophic are associated with the evolution of lakes. The term biomagnification is referred to as the accumulation of increasing amount of non-degradable pollutants through food chain. If it's in a single organism, then it is not biomagnification, rather it is bioaccumulation. The process of using microbes to treat areas of land or sea that have been contaminated by pesticides, oils or solvents is known as. This process is known as bioremediation. Which one among the following statement correctly defines the term biofortification? It is the breeding of crops to increase their nutrient values. That is the genetic engineering. The Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee is constituted under the Environmental Protection Act of 1986. Which one of the following are the major contaminants from the industries and the households that causes the cultural eutrophication? It is the nitrates and the phosphates which causes the cultural eutrophication. Biological oxygen demand is a standard criteria for. BOD is a standard criteria for the pollution assay in aquatic ecosystem. Environmental impact assessment is aimed to help the resource conservation. because it will assess all the impacts of the project on the environment. NEPA stands for National Environmental Policy Act. Which one of the following processes takes place in lakes during eutrophication? It is the excessive entry of the nutrients into lake which causes the eutrophication. Bioremediation is a technology which is being exclusively utilized in controlling the heavy metal pollutants. Which one of the following is the most appropriate and the correct practice from the point of view of healthy environment? It is the treatment of the domestic sewage before its release. This is one of the correct practices from the point of view of healthy environment. Increased biological oxygen demand is an indication of low microbial contamination. No, this is the wrong statement. Absence of microbial pollution. No, this is also wrong, because whereas the high level of microbial contamination. Yes, this is the correct indication of increased biological oxygen demand. So only 3 becomes the correct statement. Why is there a concern about the copper smelting plants? They may release a lethal quantity of carbon monoxide into environment. This is wrong statement, because it is not the carbon monoxide, rather it is the carbon dioxide. The copper slag can cause the leaching of the same heavy metals into environment. Yes, this is correct. They may release sulfur dioxide as a pollutant. This is also correct. Hence 2 and 3 becomes the correct answer. Which one of the following factors can decrease the biological oxygen demand (BOD) of a freshwater ecosystem? It is the low temperature and the low plant biomass accumulation which decreases the biological oxygen demand of any fresh ecosystem. Bioaccumulation is a process of progressive accumulation of a heavy metal and pesticide in an organism. This is correct statement. Large fishes of a pond are found to have higher contaminations of the pesticide than planktons of the same pond. This is also correct statement. And even this statement is the correct explanation of this. So both the statements are individually true, and the statement 2 is correct explanation of the statement 1. Consider the following statement. The Environmental Protection Act of 1986 empowers the Government of India to state the requirement of the public participation in the process of environmental protection and the procedure and the manner in which it is sought. No, this is wrong statement. Lays down the standards for the emission or the discharge of the environmental pollutants from various sources. This is the correct statement. So 2 only becomes the answer. Consider the following statement about bioremediation. It may be defined as any process that uses microorganisms or their enzymes to return the environmental altered by the contaminants to its original condition. Yes, this is a correct statement. Bioremediation may be employed in order to attack specific contaminants such as chlorinated pesticides that are degraded by bacteria. This is also correct. So statement both the statements are correct here. With reference to perfluoroalkyl and the polyfluoroalkyl substances that are used in making many cosmetic products, consider the following statement. The PFAS are found to be widespread in drinking water, food packing materials. Yes, this is the correct statement. PFAS are not easily degraded in the environment. This is also correct statement. Persistent exposure to PFAS can lead to bioaccumulation in the animal bodies. This is also a correct statement. So all the three statements are correct. There is concern over increase in harmful algae bloom in the sea waters of India. What could be the causative factors for this phenomena? Discharge of nutrients from the estuaries, runoff from the land during the monsoons, upwelling in the seas. These are all the reasons for this phenomena. So 1, 2 and 3 becomes the answer. So this is the same question which we have discussed here. Which one of the following are the functions of the environment? Supplying resources, this is the function of environment. Sustaining life, this is also function of environment. Providing aesthetic services, this is also a function of environment. So 1, 2 and 3 becomes the answer. Which one among the following is an environmental friendly activity? It is the usage of the biogas as a fuel is an environmental friendly activity. In the context of solving pollution problems, what are the advantages of bioremediation techniques? It is a technique for cleaning up pollution by enhancing the same biodegradable processes that occurs in the nature. This is the correct statement. Any contaminants with heavy metals such as the cadmium and the lead can be readily and completely treated by the bioremediation using microorganisms. This is wrong because it is not completely treated. Genetic engineering can be used to create microorganisms specifically designed for the bioremediation. This is also correct. So 1 and 3 becomes the answer. Consider the following statement. Agricultural soil releases nitrogen oxide into environment. This is the correct statement. Cattle releases ammonia into the environment. This is also correct answer. The poultry industry releases reactive nitrogen compounds into the environment. This is also correct. So 1, 2 and 3 becomes the answer. R2 codes of practices constitutes a tool available for promoting the adoption of it is the environmentally responsible practices in electronic recycling industry. So statement 1 becomes correct. Environmental pollutants have become global problem. This is a correct statement. A rapidly growing human pollution, rapid urbanization, intense agriculture and the industrialization together with human activities resulted in the environmental pollution. This is also correct statement. And statement 2 is the correct explanation of this. So both the statement 1 and 2 are individually true and the statement 2 is the correct explanation of the statement 1. Environmental considerations are not necessarily the same as or the congruent with ecological considerations. This is a correct statement. Environmental consideration addresses more towards the maintaining, whereas ecological consideration addresses more towards sustaining. This is also a correct statement and this is the exact explanation of the statement 1. So option A becomes the correct answer. Oil spills in tropical marine environment are less disastrous due to fast evaporation rate compared to the temperate environment. This is a wrong statement. Coastal vegetation is not affected by the oil pollution in tropical conditions. This is also wrong statement because coastal vegetation is affected. Hence neither 1 or 2 are correct. To minimize the food toxicity, which of the following preventive measures should be taken? Discard the use of chemical fertilizers in crop. Correct. Use organic manures in crop. This is also correct. Use biopesticides in the crop. This is also correct. So 1, 2 and 3 are the correct statement. Brominated flames retardants are used in many household products like mattresses and upholstery. Why is there some concern about this? Because they are highly resistant to degradation in the environment. This is also correct. They are able to accumulate in humans and animals. This is also correct. So both the statements are correct. There is some concern regarding the nanoparticles of some chemical elements that are used by the industry in the manufacturing of the various products. Why? They can accumulate in the environment and contaminate water and the soil. This is correct. They can enter food chain. This is also correct. They can trigger the production of the free radical. This is also correct. So 1, 2 and 3 are the correct answer. Alterations in both physiochemical, that is abiotic, and the biological, that is the biotic component of the biosphere by mankind resulted in environmental degradation world over. This is correct. Major environmental problems are in fact the manifestation of the degraded environment at the global level. This is also correct. But this is not the correct reason for the statement 1. So option B becomes the answer. Match the following. Oligotrophic lakes. This is a low nutrient concentration lakes are known as oligotrophic lakes. Dystrophic lakes. It is the low pH and humic acid content lakes which are known as dystrophic lakes. When it comes to meromestic lakes, it is the rich in salts and the permanently stratified lakes which are referred as meromestic lakes. Impoundments. Impoundments are created due to the concentration of dams. A pesticide which is chlorinated hydrocarbon is sprayed on food crops. The food chain is food crop, rat, snake, hawk. In this food chain, the highest concentration of the pesticide would accumulate in which one of the following? It is the hawk. Contribution of the manufacturing sector to environmental degradation primarily occurs during procurement and use of natural resources, yes. Industrial process and activities, yes. Product use and disposal, yes. So 1, 2 and 3 are correct. With this, we end all the questions asked on eutrophication, bioaccumulation, biomagnification and bioremediation by UPSC in various examinations. Thank you. Hello, welcome to UPSC PYQ Chronicles. This is the series on environment, where we will be discussing all the questions asked by UPSC in various examinations like CDS, NDA, Civil Service Examination, CAPF, CISF, Geoscientist, EPFO, it may be ED, CBI, etc. And the topic of the day is Ramsar sites and wetlands. We will be discussing all the questions on this topic which are asked by UPSC in various examinations. And this is the 6th video on this series. So let's get started. Under Ramsar Convention, it is mandatory on the part of the Government of India to protect and conserve all the wetlands in the territory of India. This is wrong statement because it is not all the wetlands which needs to be done. The Wetlands Conservation and the Management Rules 2010 were framed by Government of India based on the recommendation of Ramsar Convention. This is a wrong statement because this was not done based on the Ramsar Convention, but it was made based on the National Biodiversity Act of 2002 and Environmental Impact Assessment Notification of 1994. So this statement is wrong, this statement is wrong. The Wetlands Conservation and the Management Rules of 2010 also encompasses the drainage area or the catchment regions of the wetlands as determined by the authority. Yes, this is a correct statement. So 3 only becomes the answer here. With reference to a conservation organization called the Wetland International, which of the following statement is correct? It is an intergovernmental organization formed by the countries which are signatories to Ramsar Convention. This is a wrong statement because it is not an intergovernmental organization, rather it is an NGO. It works at the field level to develop and mobilize knowledge and use the practical experiences to advocate for better policies. This is the correct statement. So only 2 becomes the answer. India is a party to Ramsar Convention and has declared many areas as Ramsar sites. Which one of the following statements best describes as to how we should maintain these sites in a context of their convention? So we need to conserve all the sites through ecosystem approach and allow their simultaneous sustainable use. If a wetland of international importance is brought under Monterey's record, what does it mean? It means that the changes in the ecological character have occurred, are occurring, or likely to occur in the wetland as a result of human intervention. Consider the following pairs. It is the wetlands and the confluence of river which need to be checked whether they are correct or no. Harike wetland, it is the confluence of Bias and the Satluj. This is correct. Keolodo Ghana National Park, this is the confluence of Banas and the Chambal. This is wrong because it is the confluence of Gambhir and the Banganga. Koleru Lake, it is not in the confluence of the Musi and the Krishna, rather it is in the confluence of the Krishna and the Godavari. So only 1 is correct. With reference to the wetlands of India, consider the following statement. The country's total geographical area under the category of wetland is recorded more in Gujarat as compared to other states. Yes, this is correct statement. In India, the total geographical area of the coastal wetland is larger than that of inland wetlands. No, this is wrong statement. So 1 is correct. Which one of the following Ramsar wetland sites is not situated in any of the Union Territory of India? It is the Point Calumet Wildlife and the Bird Sanctuary. The World Wetland Day is celebrated on which one of the following dates every year? It is on the 2nd of the February where the World Wetland Day is celebrated. Which one among the following is the peat producing wetland? It is the bogs. Which one of the following pair are not correctly matched? Kolleru Lake, Telangana. No, it is not in Telangana, rather it is in Andhra Pradesh. Sastakoshi Gorge, it is in Odisha. Kanjali Lake, it is in Punjab. And the Pala wetland, this is in Mizoram. So only one is wrong. Wetland and their locations. How many pair given above are correctly matched? The Hokire wetland, it's not in Punjab, it's in Jammu and Kashmir. Renuka wetland, it's in Himachal Pradesh. Rudrasagar Lake, this is in Tripura. But whereas the Sastamkota Lake is not in Tamil Nadu, it's in Kerala. So only two pair are correct. Which one of the following statement is correct? India is the signatory to the Ramsar Convention. This is correct. The Ramsar Convention is about the wetland conservation. This is also correct. At present, there are 76 Ramsar sites in India. This is wrong statement. You need to revise this number before your examination because there will be many additions which will be made in consecutive years. Consider the following statement about the Ramsar wetland sites in India. Gahirmata is the habitat of a olive ridley turtle. Yes, this is correct. Chilka Lake is the habitat of Irrawaddy dolphin as its flagship species. This is also correct. Nal Sarovar wetland is also the habitat of Indian wild ass, that is the Khur. This is also correct. So Morai wetland is the habitat and the breeding ground of black-necked crane. This is also correct. So all the statements are correct. If rainforest and the tropical forest are lungs of the earth, then surely wetland functions as the kidney. Which one of the following function of the wetland best describes the above statement? It is the aquatic plants absorb heavy metal and the excessive nutrients. This is the function which is done by kidney. Which one among the following is the source of the methane emission into the atmosphere? These are the wetlands. Ramsar Convention, to which India is a signatory, is related to conservation and wise use of wetlands. Which one of the following national parks is an example of the protected waterfowl habitat under the Ramsar Convention? It is the Keoladha National Parks of Rajasthan. In India, which one of the following states has the largest inland saline wetland? It's the Rajasthan. Which one among the following is the peat producing wetland? It's the box. With this, we end all the questions asked by UPSC in various examinations on the Ramsar Convention. Thank you. Hello, welcome to UPSC PYQ Chronicles. This is the series on environment. This is the 7th video in this series where we will be discussing all the questions asked by UPSC in various examinations like CDS, NDA, CSC, CAPF, Geoscientist, Combined SO, EPFO, CBI, ED, etc. And the topic of the day is UNESCO World Heritage Sites. So let's get started. Which one of the following national parks of India are declared as World Heritage Site by UNESCO? Keoladha National Park, yes. Sundarban National Park, yes. Kaziranga National Park, yes. Ranthambore National Park, no. It is only 3 of these have been declared as the UNESCO World Heritage Site. Which of the following statement is correct? In June 2014, the World Heritage Committee has inscribed the Great Himalayan National Park Conservation Area on the World Heritage List on the basis of UNESCO guidelines. Yes, this is the correct statement. The Great Himalayan National Park is located in Sikkim. This is wrong because this is not in Sikkim, it's in Himachal Pradesh. So only one is correct. Which one of the following is not correct about UNESCO Creative Cities of Literature? There are 4 cities of India in this list. This is a wrong statement because there are approximately 8 cities in India which are in the list of the creative cities of the literature by UNESCO. Which of the following are UNESCO recognized World Heritage Sites? The Caves of Ajanta, yes. Temples and Caves of Ellora, yes. Mandapams of Mahabaleshwaram, yes. Caves of Kanhari, no, this is wrong. So 1, 2 and 3 are being included in the UNESCO sites. Which of the following is our World Heritage property as per UNESCO? It is the Sundarban National Park, which is the only World Heritage Site among all these. Consider the following properties included in the World Heritage List released by the UNESCO. Shantiniketan, Rani Ki Vav, Sacred Assemblies of the Hoysalas Mahabodhi Temple Complex at the Bodh Gaya. This is the question asked in UPSC in last year, that is 2024. It is the Shantiniketan and the Hoysalas which were being included as in the UNESCO list. Consider the following statement. Kozhikode has been included in UNESCO Creative Sites Network as a city of music. No, this is wrong. Garba of Gujarat has been declared by UNESCO as an intangible cultural site. Yes, this is correct. The Gwalior has been included in UNESCO Creative Cities Network as the city of literature. This is also correct. Which among the following were declared UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2023? It is the Shantiniketan and the Hoysala temples which were been declared by UNESCO as the World Heritage Site in 2023. Manav is the planning to visit all UNESCO World Heritage Sites in Delhi. He will be visiting Red Fort, Qutub Minar, Humayun Tomb. Among the following, which one has been accorded the status of UNESCO World Heritage Site recently? It is the Rampa Temple near Warangal. This was asked in 2022. Which one of the following was the latest inclusion in the intangible cultural site list of UNESCO? It was the Garba dance of Gujarat. Which one among the following was added in the year 2012 in the list of World Heritage Sites of UNESCO? It's the Western Ghats. Stepwell Rani Ki Vav was approved as a World Heritage Site by UNESCO recently. It is located at Gujarat. Which among the following geographical natural regions is declared as World Heritage Site? It is the Western Ghats. Recently, which one of the following was included in the UNESCO World Heritage Site list? It is the Kalka Shimla Railway. Which one of the following is not a World Heritage Site as identified by UNESCO? Kaziranga, Keolado, Manas. These all are being identified by UNESCO, but whereas Bandipur is not. Which one of the following is not a World Heritage Site? It's the Kanchenjunga National Park, which has not been identified as a World Heritage Site, and this was asked in 2009. Match the following World Heritage Sites and the states. It's the Brihadeshwar Temple, which is located in Tamil Nadu. The Ellora Caves are located in Maharashtra. Hampi is located in Karnataka, and the Mahabodhi Temple is located in Bihar. Consider the following statement. UNESCO World Heritage Site mission is to take over the management, maintenance and the preservation of the World Heritage Site. No, wrong. Encourage state parties to the convention concerning the protection of the world culture and the natural heritage to nominate sites within their national territory for the inclusion on the World Heritage list. This is correct statement. Provide emergency assistance for the World Heritage sites in the immediate danger. This is also correct. 2 and 3 are correct. With this, we end all the questions which are asked by UPSC on UNESCO World Heritage Site. Thank you. Hello, welcome to UPSC PYQ Chronicles. This is the series on environment, and this is the 8th video in this series, where we will be discussing all the questions which are being asked by UPSC in various examinations like CDS, NDA, Civil Service Examination, CAPF, CISF, Geoscientist, Combined SO, EPFO, CBI, DRDO, ED, etc. And the topic for the day is all the international conventions. So therefore, we will be discussing all the questions which are being asked on the international conventions by UPSC. So let's get started. The Basel Convention is aimed at protecting human health and the environment against adverse effects of which of the following? It is the hazardous waste. The Kyoto Protocol is an international treaty that commits state parties for the reduction in the greenhouse gas emissions. Which one of the following is the international convention agreement specifying the commitments of the different countries to mitigate the climate change? It is the Kyoto Protocol. Which one of the following cities is associated with Biosafety Protocol to the Convention on Biological Diversity 2000? It is the Cartagena Protocol. Which one of the following international convention has not been ratified by India? It is the United Nations Water Course Convention. Whereas the Chemical Weapon Convention, the Biological Toxin and the Weapons, and the United Nations Convention Against Corruption. These all three have been ratified by India. Which one of the following is the main objective of Vienna Convention and the Montreal Protocol? It is the protection of the ozone layer. The Rotterdam Convention deals with the limiting the use of the toxic chemicals. Consider the following statement. Coal-based power plants are among those which emits mercury in the environment. Yes, this is correct statement. Minamata Convention aims at phasing out of use of mercury and the mercury-based product. This is also correct. So both the statements are correct. Kyoto Protocol, an agreement signed by various countries, is associated with the clean environment and the climate change. Kyoto Protocol operationalizes the UN Framework Convention on the Climate Change. The Minamata tragedy, which caused by the eating of the fish growing in the Minamata Bay, contaminated with the methyl mercury. Which one of the following is associated with the issue of the control and phasing out of the use of the ozone depleting substances? It is the Montreal Protocol. Kyoto Protocol is related to the controlling the emission of the greenhouse gases. The city of Cartagena, which is famous for the protocol on biosafety, is located in Colombia. Which one of the following is associated with the issue of the control and phase out of the use of the ozone depleting substances? It's the Montreal Protocol. Match the following conventions and the primary related to. The Basel Convention is related to hazardous waste, whereas the Rotterdam is related to the pesticides. The Stockholm Convention is related to organic pollutants, and the Minamata to the mercury. The Clean Development Mechanism in respect of the carbon credit is one of the Kyoto Protocol mechanism. Yes, this is correct. Under the CDM, the project handles pertains only to the Annex 1 countries. No, this is wrong because non-Annex countries are also being included. Match the following international conventions and the theme. The Stockholm Convention is related to the persistent organic pollutants, whereas the Minamata Convention is related to the binding instruments on mercury, and the Basel Convention on the transboundary movement of hazardous waste and their disposal, whereas the Rotterdam Convention is related to hazardous chemicals and pesticides in international trade. Consider the following statement. In India, the Biodiversity Management Committee are key to realization of the objectives of the Nagoya Protocol. The Biodiversity Management Committee have important functions in determining access and benefit sharing, including the power to levy collection fees on the access of biological resources within its jurisdiction. The two statements are correct. So both 1 and 2 are correct. Which one of the following union ministers implements the Cartagena Protocol on biosafety? It is the Ministry of Environment and Forest. Basel Convention, Rotterdam Convention, Stockholm Convention relates to which of the following? It's the management of the pollutants. The concept of carbon credit originated from which of the following? It is from the Kyoto Protocol. Montreal Protocol ratifies the restriction the production of chlorofluorocarbons. What is Greenhouse Gas Protocol? It is an international accounting tool for the government and business leaders to understand, quantify, and manage greenhouse gas emission. Consider the following pairs. Terms sometimes seen in news and their origin. Annex 1 countries. This is not Cartagena Protocol, it's UNFCCC. Certified emission reduction. This is not Nagoya Protocol, rather it's the Kyoto Protocol. Clean Development Mechanism is related to Kyoto Protocol. So only 3 is correct. With this, we end all the questions which are being asked by UPSC on international conventions. Thank you. Hello. Welcome to UPSC PYQ Chronicles. This is the series on environment, and this is the 9th video from this series. Here we will be discussing all the questions which are being asked by UPSC in various examinations like CDS, NDA, Civil Service Examination, CAPF, CISF, Geoscientist, Combined SO, EPFO, CBI, DRDO, ED, etc. And the topic of the day is climate change, carbon credit and trading. So let's get started. The UN COP27 summit is related to the climate change. Climate change is a global negative externality caused by the greenhouse gas emission. The British economist Nicholas Stern gave the most impressive analysis in the year 2006 on the climate change. Which one among the following was the first country to declare the climate emergency? It was the United Kingdom. One carbon credit is accepted as equivalent to 1000 kg of the carbon dioxide. In the context of carbon dioxide emission and the global warming, what is the name of the market-driven device under UNFCCC that allows the developing countries to get funds, incentives from the developed countries to adopt the better technology that reduces the greenhouse gas emission? It's the Clean Development Mechanism. The term Bali Action Plan is sometimes seen in news in the context of global climate change. In the middle of the year 2008, the parliament of which one of the following countries became the first in the world to enact the Climate Act by passing the Climate Change Accountability Bill? It was Canada. The term carbon footprint means the amount of greenhouse gases produced by our day-to-day activities. In June 2024, India signed Memorandum of Understanding with USA for supporting Indian Railways to achieve the net zero carbon emission by the year 2030. Which one of the following resolutions in the final agreement reached at COP28 is the associated with the target of achieving net zero by 2050? It's the fossil fuel phase out. The Glasgow Climate Pact made during COP26 climate summit emphasizes on India's announcement of the target of becoming net zero carbon emitter by 2070. Climate change resulting in the rise of temperature may benefit which of the following countries? It may benefit Russia and the Northern Europe. Climate Action Tracker, which monitors the emission reduction pledge of different countries, is a database created by the Coalition of Research Organizations. The implementation plan for advancing climate, environment and the healthy science and the services is for how many years? It's for a decade, that is 10 years. Consider the following agriculture practices: counter burning, relay cropping, zero tillage. In the context of the global climate change, which of the above helps in carbon sequestration, storage in the soil? It's the zero tillage which helps in carbon sequestration, not the counter burning or the relay cropping. Which one among the following statement with regards to the climate deal adopted between USA and China in November 2014 is not correct? China committed to cap its output of carbon pollution by the year 2030 or earlier. This is correct. China committed to increase its use of zero emission energy to 20% by the year 2030. This is also correct. USA agreed to reduce its emission by 26% to 28% below its year 2005 levels in the year 2025. This is also correct. Both the countries agreed to completely phase out the coal technologies by the year 2020. No, this is the wrong statement. Match the following. We need to match the climate conferences where they were held. COP26 held at United Kingdoms, COP27 at Egypt, COP28 at UAE, COP29 at Azerbaijan. Which among the following statements with regards to United Nations Climate Change Conference, that is the COP28, is not correct? The global stocktake is the central outcome of COP28. This is correct. It recognizes the need to limit the global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius. This is also correct. It directed the developing countries to lead the transition away from the fossil fuel. This is not correct. It emphasizes the accelerated phase down of the coal power. This is correct. In rural road constructions, the use of which of the following is preferred for ensuring an environmental sustainability or to reduce carbon footprints? It's the copper slag, the cold mix of asphalt technology, and the geotextiles are being used. Which one of the following statement best describes the term social cost of carbon? It is the long-term damage done by tons of carbon dioxide emission in a given year. Reducing carbon credit, which one of the following statement is not correct? The carbon credit system was ratified in conjunction with the Kyoto Protocol. This is correct statement. Carbon credit are awarded to countries or groups that have reduced greenhouse gases below their emission quota. This is also correct. The goal of carbon credit system is to limit the increase of the carbon dioxide emission. This is also correct. The carbon credits are traded at a price fixed from time to time by the United Nations Environment Program. No, this is wrong. Which one of the following statement about CBAM is correct? That is Carbon Border Adjustment Mechanism. These are an emerging set of trade policy tools to allow movement of carbon intense economic activities from a jurisdiction having less stringent climate policy to a jurisdiction having stringent climate policy. This is correct. They are meant to increase the environmental effectiveness of the climate policy. This is also correct. So both 1 and 2 becomes the answer. Consider the following statement. Statement 1. The European Parliament approves the Net Zero Industry Act recently. Yes, this is correct. The European Union intends to achieve carbon neutrality by 2040 and therefore aims to develop all its clean technology by that time. No, this is wrong. It's not 2040, it's 2050. Which of the following statement regarding the Green Climate Fund are correct? It is intended to assist the developing countries in adaptation and mitigation practices to counter the climate change. Yes, this is correct. It is founded under the aegis of UNEP, OECD, Asian Development Bank and World Bank. This is wrong because it was under UNFCCC. So 1 is correct. Clean Development Mechanism, that is CDM, in respect of carbon credit is one of the Kyoto Protocol mechanisms. Yes, this is correct. Under CDM, the project handle pertains only to the Annex 1 countries. This is wrong because non-Annex countries are also being included. So 1 is correct. Consider the following paragraphs and using the code below, identify the state referred to in this paragraph. The state has huge potential in carbon trading. Thanks to its vast forest reserve, nearly 88% of the state is covered by forest, against the national average of 33%. On the northeast India, it is the first state to have initiated in carbon trading. It's Arunachal Pradesh. The Clean Development Mechanism, that is CDM, a mechanism to reduce greenhouse gas emission as per Kyoto Protocol, implies that developed countries invest in carbon reduction in developing countries and receive carbon credit in return. Which of the following statement are correct about the action for climate empowerment? It is a term adopted by UN Framework Convention on the Climate Change. Yes, this is correct. This term is related to the Paris Agreement. This is also correct. So both 1 and 2 are correct. A common credit metric supported by UNEP has been developed for assessing the carbon footprint of the building operations around the world. India pledged at COP26 to reach net zero emission by 2070. What is the target percentage of the renewable energy announced to it by 2030? It's 50%. The meaning of the carbon footprint is described by the amount of carbon dioxide released into the atmosphere as a result of activities of particular individual, organization or a community. One of the following regions has the world's largest tropical peatland, which holds about 3 years worth of global carbon emissions from the fossil fuels and a possible destructions of which can exert detrimental efforts on the global climate. Which one of the following denotes the region? It's the Congo Basin. The concept of carbon trading originated from which of the following? It is the Kyoto Protocol. With this, we complete all the questions which were being asked by UPSC on the topic of climate change and the carbon credit trading. Thank you. Hello, welcome to UPSC PYQ Chronicles. This is the series on environment, and this is the 10th video in this series, where we will be discussing all the questions which are being asked by UPSC in various examinations like CDS, NDA, Civil Service Examination, CAPF, CISF, Geoscientist, Combined SO, EPFO, CBI, ED, etc. And the topic for the day is global warming. So let's get started. Global warming is the cause for climate change. Yes, this is correct. Ozone depletion will cause global warming. This is also correct, but this is not the correct explanation for the statement 1. So option B becomes the correct answer. Which one of the following statements are correct about the deposits of methane hydrate? Global warming might trigger the release of methane gas from these deposits. Yes, this is a correct statement. Large deposits of methane hydrate are found in Arctic tundra and the seafloor. This is also correct. Methane in atmosphere oxides to carbon dioxide after a decade or two. This is also correct. So 1, 2 and 3 are the correct statements. Global warming signifies the rise in the global surface temperature. This is correct statement. The increase in the concentration of the greenhouse gases in the atmosphere causes the rise in the global surface temperature. Yes, this is the reason for this. Hence, statement 1 becomes correct. What are the possible limitations of India in mitigating the global warming at the present and in the immediate future? It is the appropriate alternate technologies are not sufficiently available. Yes, this is one of the limitations. India cannot invest huge funds in research and development. Yes, this is also one of the limitations. Many developed countries have already set up their polluting industries in India. This is a wrong statement. So 1 and 2 becomes the answer. Which among the following are the effects of global warming? The Arctic ice cap shrinking, the carbon dioxide level in the sea water is rising, the atmospheric activities like storm, thundering are increasing, the sea level is rising. Yes, all the 4 are the effects of global warming. So D is the answer. Tuvalu has become a point of discussion recently. Why? Because it is a country under threat of submergence due to the ice melting and the sea level rise. In the context of which of the following do some scientists suggest the use of cirrus cloud thinning technique and the injection of the sulfate aerosols into stratosphere? It is for the reduction of the global warming. Due to their extensive rice cultivation, some regions may be contributing to the global warming. To what possible reasons is this attributed? The anaerobic conditions associated with the rice cultivation causes the emission of methane. Yes, this is a correct statement. When nitrogen-based fertilizers are used, nitrous oxide is emitted from the cultivated soil. This is also a correct statement. So, both the statements are correct here. It is reported that there is an ongoing decrease in the pH level of the ocean waters because of the global warming. It happens due to the large uptake of the carbon dioxide by the ocean waters. Which one of the following sectors is the largest contributor to the carbon dioxide emission from the fuel consumption in India? It is the electricity and heat production which contributes the highest. Global dimming means the gradual reduction in the amount of global direct irradiance at the Earth's surface. Consider the following, which can be found in the ambient atmosphere. It is the soot, sulfur hexafluoride and the water vapors. All the 3 have been found in the ambient atmosphere. In the context of mitigating the impending global warming due to anthropogenic emissions of the carbon dioxide, which of the following can be the potential sites for carbon sequestration? Abandoned and uneconomic coal seams. Yes, this is one of the potential sites for carbon sequestration. Depleted oil and gas reservoirs. This is also a potential site. Subterranean deep saline formation. Yes, this is also a potential site for carbon sequestration. So all three are the potential sites for carbon sequestration. You placed a car in an open parking area in a summer day. After a few hours, you notice that the heat is trapped inside the car. This phenomena is known as greenhouse effect. As compared to the natural greenhouse effect, the enhanced greenhouse effect refers to increase in average surface temperature of Earth. It's due to the anthropogenic activities. Which one of the following is related to the global dimming? The fall of temperature due to increased particulates is the reason that is related to global dimming. Which one of the following gas is not responsible for global warming? It is the nitrogen which is not responsible for global warming, whereas water vapors, chlorofluorocarbons and methanes are related to global warming. Which one of the following is the cause of long-term sea level change? It is the melting of the ice sheets which can be the cause for long-term sea level rise. The scientific view is that the increase in the global temperature should not exceed 2 degrees above the pre-industrial levels. If the global temperature increases beyond 3 degrees above the pre-industrial level, what can be the possible impact on this world? The impact could be the terrestrial biosphere tend towards the net carbon source. Yes, this can be an impact. Widespread coral mortality will occur. Yes, this is also an impact. Whereas all the global wetlands will permanently disappear. It's a very extreme statement. Cultivation of the cereals will not be possible anywhere in this world. This is also extreme statement. So 1 and 2 is the answer. Consider the following: solid waste management, natural wetlands, ruminant animals. Which of the above can cause methane emission and thus can contribute to global warming? It is all of these which these can contribute to the global warming. Methane is a very potent greenhouse gas. It is converted to carbon dioxide to ease its overall effect on global warming. This process is known as the flaring. An Inconvenient Truth is a film directed by George to promote public awareness about the global warming. Which one of the following is considered a greenhouse gas in the context of the global warming? It's the carbon dioxide. The laboratory from where carbon dioxide measurements have been taken since 1958, which forms the basis for the present global warming database, is in Mauna Loa Laboratory. Which one of the following is the cause of the long-term sea level change? It's the melting of the ice. With this, we complete all the questions on the global warming which were being asked by UPSC in various examinations. Thank you. Hello, welcome to UPSC PYQ Chronicles. This is the series on environment where we will be discussing all the questions which are being asked by UPSC in various examinations like CDS, NDA, Civil Service Examination, CAPF, CISF, Geoscientist, EPFO, CBI, ED, etc. This is the 11th video in this series, and the topic of the day is Sustainable Development Agenda 21 with the Brundtland Report. So let's get started. Long-term low-emission development strategy envisions a transition from the fossil fuel in a just, smooth and sustainable manner, yes, the increased use of biofuel, yes, the climate-resilient urban development, yes, but the financing of the sustainable development through the green bond, this is not the provision. Which of the following is our United Nations Sustainable Development Goals? Decent work and the economic growth, yes, this is one of the SDGs. Peace, justice and the strong institutions, yes, this is also one of the SDGs. Responsible consumption and production, this is also one of the SDGs. Which one among the following reports defines sustainable development as a development that meets the need of the present generation without compromising the ability of the future generation to meet their own needs? It is the Brundtland Report. The Sustainable Development Goals, which were adopted by UNO in the place of the Millennium Development Goals 2015, aims to achieve the 17 goals by the year of 2030. What is Rio 20 conference often mentioned in the news? It is the United Nations Conference on Sustainable Development. Sustainable development is described as the development that meets the need of the present without compromising the ability of the future generation to meet their own needs. In this perspective, inherently the concept of sustainable development is intertwined with which of the following concept? It is the caring capacity. Where was the World Summit on the Sustainable Development held, that is the Rio Plus 10? It was in the Johannesburg. Based on the scoring on SDG, that is the Sustainable Development Goals, India Index, the Niti Aayog has classified various states into certain categories. Which one of the following is not one of them? It is the fast runners which is not one of the category. The concept of sustainable development relates to it is an intergenerationality equality. The concept of sustainable development relates to intergenerational equality. What does India's blue growth refers to? It refers to a long-term strategy to support sustainable growth in the marine and maritime services. Sustainable Development Goals SDG 4 aims to ensure inclusive and the equitable education in India to all by 2030. Sustainable development is defined as the development that meets the need of the present generation without compromising the ability of the future generation to meet their own needs. This well accepted definition of the sustainable development was put forth in the Brundtland Commission. Which one of the following are elements of India's Panchamrit view on climate change? It is India will reach its non-fossil energy capacity gigawatt by 2030. This is absolutely right. India will meet 50% of its energy requirements from the renewable energy by 2030. This is also correct. So both 1 and 2 are correct. Which one of the following point is not a part of the Panchamrit, that is the 5 nectar element proposal made by India at the COP26 conference at Glasgow? It is achieving the target of net zero by emission by 2040. This is not 2040, it is 2070. Energy services for sustainable development are directly linked to poverty, lifestyle, women, deforestation. It is not deforestation, whereas poverty, lifestyle, women, where the sustainable development are directly linked to the energy services. Which one of the following is not included in the 27 principles issued by the Rio 92 UN Conference on the Environment and Development? It is the right to safety from the natural disaster, which is not included. With reference to Agenda 21, sometimes seen in news, consider the following statement. It is a global action plan for the sustainable development. Absolutely right. It originated in the World Summit on Sustainable Development held in Johannesburg in 2002. This is wrong statement because it was held at Rio de Janeiro 1992. So 1 is correct. Consider the following statement. Sustainable Development Goals were first proposed in 1972 by the global think tank called the Club of Rome. Absolutely right. The Sustainable Development Goal has to be achieved by 2030. This is also correct. So both 1 and 2 are correct. What does India's blue growth refers to? It refers to the long-term strategy to support sustainable growth in the marine and the maritime services. SDG India Index developed by the Niti Aayog includes 17 SDG from each state. Which one of the following is not included in it? It is the reduced unemployment which is not been included in it. Rio Plus 20 is a short-term name for the United Nations Conference on Sustainable Development. Which one of the following is the exhaust pipe emission from the fuel cell electric vehicle powered by hydrogen? It is the water vapors. With this, we end all the questions which were being asked by UPSC on the topic of Sustainable Development Agenda 21 and the Brundtland report. Thank you. Hello, welcome to UPSC PYQ Chronicles. This is the series on environment, where we'll be discussing all the questions which are being asked by UPSC in various examinations. And this is the 12th video in this series. And the topic of the day is ozone and greenhouse gases. So let's get started. Ozone hole is a region over. It is the region over Antarctic, which is caused by CFC gases. Most ozone gases, about 90%, is located in the atmosphere layer of it is the stratosphere. Which one among the following is responsible for formation of the ozone hole in the stratosphere? It is the chlorofluorocarbons. Which one of the following is not a main greenhouse gas? Water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane are greenhouse gases, whereas oxygen is not. Which one among the following is not responsible for greenhouse gas effect? It is the nitrogen which is not responsible for greenhouse gas effect, whereas water, carbon dioxide and the chlorofluorocarbons are responsible for the greenhouse gas effect. Ozone layer of Earth's atmosphere is important for living organisms because it prevents the entry of the UV rays into it. The ultraviolet solar radiations are largely absorbed by oxygen and the ozone. Which one among the following substance is not a greenhouse gas? It is the nitrogen. Which greenhouse gas has the maximum average residence time in the atmosphere? It's N2O. Which one of the following greenhouse gases is in largest concentration in the atmosphere? It is the carbon dioxide. Which one among the following atmosphere gases filters out most of the ultraviolet radiations of the sun? It is the ozone. Which one of the following is a greenhouse gas? It is the carbon dioxide, whereas oxygen, helium and nitrogen are not the greenhouse gas. Ozone layer, which absorbs the ultraviolet radiation, is found in which one of the following layers of the atmosphere? It is been found in the stratosphere. Carbon dioxide is called the greenhouse gas because it absorbs the infrared radiations. The most familiar form of radiant energy in sunlight that causes tanning and the sunburning of a human skin is called the ultraviolet radiation. Ozone holes are more pronounced at the poles. Ozone layer present in the atmosphere protects the life on Earth by not permitting harmful radiations present in the sunlight to penetrate through it. Ozone layer is formed by the reaction of the solar ultraviolet rays on the oxygen. Which one of the following processes would explain ozone losses in the atmosphere? The CFCs and the UV radiations, large winter circumpolar winds to form the ice crystals, singlet oxygen atoms and the chlorine monoxide. These all are the reasons for the ozone losses in the atmosphere. The crew and the passengers of the flying aircraft suffer generally from the chronic obstructive pulmonary disease due to the effect of the ozone concentration. The absorptions of the insolations, the most significant part is played by the ozone. When heat rays are reflected from earth, gases like carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide do not allow them to escape back to the space, causing our planet to heat up. These gases are known as greenhouse gases. Consider the following: aerosols, foam agents, fire retardants, lubricants. In the making of how many of the above are hydrofluorocarbons used? It is only 3 of them which are being used. Lubricants are not being used. The losses of the ozone layer has serious implications for the quality of the environment because the ozone protects organisms from the UV rays. The principle of the common but differentiated responsibilities and the respective capabilities often talked about in the media is referred to the reduction of the greenhouse gases emission. Presence of ozone in the atmosphere is important because it absorbs the ultraviolet B radiations only. A greenhouse gas is any gas in the atmosphere which absorbs and re-emits heat and thereby keeps the planet's atmosphere warmer than it otherwise would be. Yes, this is absolutely correct statement. In the Earth's atmosphere, water vapor is one of the main greenhouse gases. This is also a correct statement. But statement 2 is not the correct explanation for the statement 1. Which one of the following statement with regards to ozone is not correct? Ozone is found mostly at the 15 to 55 kilometers in the atmosphere. Yes, this is correct. Ozone is produced by the gaseous chemical reaction. This is also correct. 16th November is declared as the International Day for Ozone Preservation of the Ozone Layer. This is wrong because it is 16th September and not November. Ozone is a form of oxygen in which 3 oxygen atoms are bounded together. This is also correct. Which one of the following zones of the atmosphere is rich in ozone gases? It is the stratosphere. Which one of the following greenhouse gases is man-made? It is the chlorofluorocarbons, which has been man-made. Which one of the following gases is colorless? With strong odor, irritates mucous membranes at the common level, can cause cough, fatigue, and the interference with the lung function at the high concentration. It is the ozone. With reference to refrigerants, consider the following statement. Hydrofluorocarbons can be the alternatives to the ozone destroying chlorofluorocarbons in refrigeration. Yes, this is a correct statement. Hydrofluorocarbons do not have any global warming potential. This is wrong because they do have a global warming potential. So only one becomes correct. Which one of the following are the sources of methane, a greenhouse gas? Domestic animals, coal mining, wetland. It is all of these which are the sources for the methane, a greenhouse gas. Which one among the following is not a greenhouse gas? Methane, ozone, chlorofluorocarbon are greenhouse gases, but whereas sulfur dioxide is not. The depletion in the atmospheric ozone layer in the last century was due to because of the chlorofluorocarbons. Which one of the following is not a greenhouse gas? It is the carbon monoxide, which is not a greenhouse gas. Which one of the following greenhouse gases is man-made? It is the chlorofluorocarbon, which has been man-made. Consider the following statement. Ozone is mostly found in stratosphere. This is correct. Ozone layer lies 55 to 75 kilometers above the surface of the earth. This is wrong. It is 15 to 55 kilometers. Ozone absorbs ultraviolet radiations from sun. This is also correct. Ozone layer has no significance for life on earth. This is wrong statement because it has some significance for the life on the earth. So 1 and 3 becomes the answer. Ozone depletions are mostly harmful to the biological systems in the variety of ways. Yes, this is a correct statement. Ozone depletion in stratosphere deals to the loss of the filtering ability of the UV light. This is also correct, and this statement is a correct explanation for statement 1. Ozone is produced naturally by the action of the ultraviolet radiations on oxygen molecule, that is O2, in the upper atmosphere. Yes, this is correct statement. Ozone depletion has been caused by the release of the chlorofluorocarbons into the atmosphere. Yes, this is also a correct statement, but this is not the correct statement for this. Which one among the following statement is true with regards to greenhouse gas? The correct statement here is the shorter wavelength infrared radiations from the sun can enter into the greenhouse gas, while the longer wavelength infrared radiations from the ground and the plant inside the greenhouse gases cannot pass back out through the glasses. This is the correct statement. Chlorine radicals initiate the chain reaction for the ozone depletion. This is a correct statement. Gaseous hypochlorite acid and the chlorine are photolyzed by the sunlight. This is also correct statement, and this is a correct explanation for statement 1. Consider the following statement regarding the depletion of the ozone layer. Excessive release of the chlorine and the bromine in the environment from the man-made components such as chlorofluorocarbon. This is a correct statement. Occurrence of certain natural phenomena such as the sunspots and the stratospheric winds. This is also correct statement. Degradation of the materials by the ultraviolet radiation. This is a wrong statement. Major volcanic eruption. This is also one of the reason. So 1, 2 and 4 becomes the answer. Global warming is a cause for climate change. This is absolutely right. Ozone depletion will cause the global warming. This is also correct. But ozone depletion will cause the global warming is not the correct explanation. For global warming is the cause for climate change. Consider the following statement. Chlorofluorocarbons, known as the ozone depleting substance, are used. They are used in the production of plastic foams. Yes, they are being used. In the production of the tubeless tires, no, they are not being used here. In cleaning of certain electronic components, yes, they are being used here. As pressurizing agents in the aerosol cans, yes, these are being also used here. So 1, 3 and 4 is the answer. Why are government on various countries finding it difficult so far to agree on the ways and means to limit the greenhouse gases? Because they fear the measure to reduce greenhouse gas emission will have the negative effects on their economy. Yes, this is absolutely right. The developing nations regards mandatory limits on their emissions as attempts by many richer countries to hobble their progress. This is also correct. So both 1 and 2 are correct. Which of the following statements regarding ozone layer within the atmosphere is correct? It absorbs most of the ultraviolet radiations found in the sun rays. Yes, this is correct statement. Chlorofluorocarbons are the serious threat to the ozone layer. This is also correct. So both 1 and 2 are correct. Consider the following statements regarding ozone. It is continuously being produced and destroyed. Yes, this is a correct statement. It helps to sustain life on Earth. This is also correct. It is found in the atmosphere through photochemical reactions. This is also correct. So 1, 2 and 3 are the answer. Which of the following statements regarding ozone layer within the atmosphere is correct? It absorbs most of the ultraviolet radiations found in the sunrise. This is a correct statement. Chlorofluorocarbons are a serious threat to the ozone layer. This is also a correct statement. So both 1 and 2 are correct. Consider the following statement about the chlorofluorocarbons. CFCs remain inert in the troposphere but slowly diffuses into stratosphere. This is a correct statement. CFCs in the upper atmosphere are subjected to UV radiations generating free radical chlorine that immediately reacts with ozone to form the radical called the chlorine monoxide. Yes, this is also a correct statement. Each CIO can initiate a series of chemical reactions leading to the destruction of the ozone layer. This is also a correct statement. So the question says how many of the statements given above are correct. It is all the 3 which are being given are correct. What is the major role of the greenhouse gases that contribute to the temperature rise of the Earth's surface? It is that it lets incoming sunlight passes through, but it stops the outgoing radiations. Which one of the following is not correct in the context of a greenhouse gas effect? Nitrogen and oxygen are poor absorbers of the short-wave solar radiations. Yes, this is a correct statement. Clouds are poor absorbers of the Earth's radiation. No, this is wrong statement because they are good absorbers. The most Earth's radiation that escapes to space is in the narrow band of 8 to 13 micrometers. This is also a correct statement. More than 70% of the atmospheric radiant energy is directed back to the surface. This is also a correct statement. Which of the above are the sources of the methane, a major greenhouse gas? Rice fields, coal mining, domestic animals, wetlands. It is all of these which are the major source of the greenhouse gas. Ozone is a triatomic molecule of oxygen. This is a correct statement. Ozone is concentrated mainly in the stratosphere. This is also correct statement. Ozone being in the stratosphere is not the reason for it to be a triatomic. So this is not the correct explanation for the statement 1. So your answer becomes B. The formation of the ozone hole in the Antarctic regions has been a cause of concern. What could be the reason for the formation of this hole? It is the presence of the prominent polar front and the stratospheric clouds and the influx of the chlorofluorocarbons. Which one of the following statements with regards to the greenhouse gas effect is correct? It can take place inside a glass chamber where short wave wavelength infrared radiations can pass through it and long wave infrared radiations cannot pass through it. Yes, this is the correct explanation for a greenhouse gas effect. And with this, we complete all the questions which are being asked by UPSC on the topic of ozone and greenhouse gas. Thank you. Hello everyone. Welcome to UPSC PYQ Chronicles. This is the series on environment where we'll be discussing all the questions asked by UPSC in various examinations like CDS, NDA, Civil Service Examination, CAPF, CISF, Geoscientist, EPFO, CBI, ED, etc. This is the 13th video of this series and the topic of the day is environment conservation programs and the waste management. So let's get started. National Ganga River Basin Authority has decided under its mission Clean Ganga that no untreated municipal waste and the industrial influents flow into the Ganga. The reasons for low rate of the plastic recycling are scrap plastic has little value because the virgin material is rather cheap. Yes, this is a correct statement. Low density of the plastic leads to high shipping and handling cost. This is also correct. Recycling leads to very less service public health hazards. This is a wrong statement. So 1 and 2 becomes the answer. Which of the following are the major issues concerning solid waste management in Indian cities? It is the absence of segregation of the waste at the source. Yes, absolutely correct. Lack of adequate waste to operate at the profitable scale. No, this is wrong. Indifference of citizen towards the waste management due to lack of awareness. This is a correct statement. Lack of commodity participation towards waste management. This is also a correct statement. So 1, 3 and 4 becomes the answer. Which one of the following statement regarding Chipko movement are correct? Chipko movement took place in the early 1970s against the introduction of the commercial forestry. Absolutely right. Chipko refers to a single movement and not a collective of several movements. This is wrong because it is a collective of several movements and not a single movement. Chipko did not begin as a movement for a conservation but primarily as an economic struggle, the root of which lay in the rural and the peasant protest. This is also absolutely right. So 1 and 3 are the correct statements. Which one of the following is not a correct description of Namami Gange program? It primarily covers villages in the state of Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and Odisha. This is the wrong statement because Odisha is not been covered here. It is an initiative by the Ministry of Jal Shakti. This is a correct statement. It aims to make villages on the banks of the river Ganga open defecation free. This is also a correct statement. It aims to transfer some villages on the bank of the river Ganga as Ganga Gram. This is also a correct statement. The Ganga Action Plan 1 to clean polluted water of the river Ganga plans to divert the municipal sewage falling into the river from 25 large conglomerates in 3 states. Which of the following are the state? It is the UP, Bihar and the West Bengal. Which of the following statement about the Chipko movement is correct? It was opposed to the commercial felling of the trees in the hill areas. This is correct. It was a non-violent movement. This is also correct. It supported the construction of dams in the hilly regions. This is wrong because they did not support the Chipko movement. Select the correct answer using the code below. It was an environmental movement to prevent the cutting down of trees. Absolutely correct. Raised the question of ecological and economic exploitation. This is also correct. Is a movement against the alcoholism as its broadened agenda. This is also correct. Demanded that the local community should have control over their natural resources. This is also correct. Hence, all of the statements are correct. What are the benefits of the implementing the integrated watershed development program? Prevention of soil runoff. Yes, this is correct. Linking the country's perennial rivers with the seasonal rivers. No, this is wrong. The rainwater harvesting and the recharge of the ground table. This is also correct. regeneration of natural vegetation. This is also correct. So 1, 3 and 4 is the answer. As per the solid waste management rules of 2016 in India, which one of the following statement is correct? It is the rules provided for the exact and elaborate criteria for the identification of the sites for landfills and the waste processing facilities is the correct statement. Which of the following movement addresses both sociological and the ecological issues? It is the Narmada Bachao Andolan and the Chipko Bachao Andolan, which both addresses sociological and ecological issues. Which one of the following is a hygienic way of disposing solid waste and is more suitable if the waste contains more hazardous material and the organic content? It is the incineration. Which one of the following is the central theme of the Chipko movement started by the Sundarlal Bahuguna in 1973? It is the conservation of the forest. The Chipko movement was initiated under the leadership of Sundarlal Bahuguna around the year 1971. Which one of the following method is not suitable for the urban rainwater harvesting? It is the gully plug. The Chipko movement is related to which one of the following issues? It is related to the commercial logging. So with this, we end all the questions which were been asked by UPSC on the topic of environmental conservation programs and the waste management. Thank you. Hello, welcome to UPSC PYQ Chronicles. This is the series on environment, where we'll be discussing all the questions which are being asked by UPSC in various examinations. This is the 14th video of this series, and the topic of the day is environmental pollutions air quality index. So let's get started. Magnetite particles suspended to cause of the neurodegenerative problems are generated as environmental pollutants from which of the following? Brakes and motor vehicles. Yes, this is one of the generator. Engines of the motor vehicle. Yes, this is also one of the generators. Microwave stores within the homes. This is not. Whereas the power plants, yes, this is one of the generator. Telephone lines, and this is not. So 1, 2 and 4 is the answer. 1, 2 and 4. Which of the following are the reasons bar factors for exposure to benzene pollution? Automobile exhaust, yes. Tobacco smoke, yes. Wood burning, yes. But whereas using of varnished wood furniture, using of the products made from polyurethane, these are not the reasons. Which of the following can be found as the pollutants in the drinking water in some parts of India? It's the arsenic, fluoride and the uranium which are being found. The sorbitol and the formaldehyde are not been found. Many chewing gums found in the market are considered as the source of the environmental pollutions. This is a correct statement. Many chewing gums contain plastic as the gum base. This is also a correct statement. And the plastic is responsible for the environmental pollution. Hence, this statement becomes the correct reason for the statement 1. So, answer is option A. Consider the following statement regarding the mercury pollution. Gold mining activity is a source of mercury pollution in the world. Coal-based thermal power plants cause mercury pollution. There is no known safe level of the exposure to mercury. How many of the above statements are correct? It is the only 1 and 2 which are correct, whereas the third statement is wrong, because this says there is no known safe level of the exposure to mercury, but whereas there is a known safe level for the mercury exposure. Consider the following statement concerning environmental pollutions. Nuclear explosion causes radioactive radiations. Earthquake do not cause tsunami. Acid rain is not a major environmental issue. Air pollution has some impact on the meteorology. How many of the above statements are correct? Nuclear explosion causes radioactive radiations. This is a correct statement. Earthquake does not cause a tsunami. No, this is wrong, because earthquake causes tsunami. Acid rain is not a major environmental issue. No, this is also wrong. Acid rain is a major environmental issue. Air pollution has some impact on meteorology. Yes, this is a correct statement. Hence 1 and 4 becomes the answer. Indiscriminate disposal of the used fluorescent electric lamp causes mercury pollution in the environment. Why is mercury used in the manufacturing of these lamps? Mercury is used in these lamps because when the lamp is switched off, the mercury in the lamp causes the emission of the ultraviolet radiations. Which one of the following statement about air pollution caused by the diesel engine is correct? It produces large quantity of the carbon monoxides at the lower temperature and nitrogen oxides at the higher temperature. One of the main cause of the air pollution in the cities is emission from the vehicles like cars and trucks. Cars emit various pollutants which are bad for the human health when inhaled, like nitrogen oxide, yes, this has been emitted. Carbon monoxide, this is also emitted. Carbon dioxide, no, this is not been emitted. Benzene, this is also been emitted. So the answer here becomes 1, 2 and 4. 1, 2 and 4. Which one of the following disease is caused by the cadmium pollution? It is the Itai. Arrange the following fuels in the decreasing order of the air pollution caused by burning of the kilogram of each of them. It is the diesel, followed by petrol, followed by CNG. Which of the following groups of the plants can be used as the indicators of the SO2 pollution of the air? It is the lichens. According to the Environmental Protection Agency, which one of the following is the largest source of the sulfur dioxide emission? It is the power plants using fossil fuels. The Shonya campaign under Niti Aayog is about improving the air quality. In the study of pollution, SPM refers to the suspended particle matter. Which one of the following element, that is the metal, pollutes the air of the city having large number of automobiles? It is the lead. Which one of the following is associated with the formation of the brown air in the traffic congested cities? It is the nitrogen oxide. Which one of the following plant is popularly grown along the road for absorbing the vehicular pollutants? It's the bougainvillea. Which one of the following consequences will happen if large quantities of the domestic sewage are continuously discharged into the streams? It is the reduction in the dissolved oxygen level of the stream water can happen. Nitric oxide pollution can lead to which of the following except leaf spotting in the plants, this can occur. Bronchitis related respiratory problems in humans, this can occur. Production of the corrosive gases through the photochemical reaction, this can also happen. Silicosis in the humans, this is not the answer. As per Air Quality Life Index Annual Update 2023, poor air quality decreases the average Indian life expectancy by 6.3 years. Which one of the following is detected and estimated by the pollution check carried out on the motor cars at the service stations? It is the lead and the carbon particles. Green muffler is the plantation along roadside to reduce the noise pollution. Question is of match the following, where we need to match the air pollutants and their effects. The chlorofluorocarbon is been depletion in the ozone layer in the atmosphere. Sulfur dioxide, this is for acid rain. Lead component, this is for the harmful for human nervous system. Carbon dioxide, the topmost contribution to the greenhouse gas. Which one among the following has been included as a parameter for the first time under National Ambient Air Quality Standards based on the Central Pollution Control Board and the IIT Kanpur research, WHO guidelines and the European Union limits and the practices? It is the ozone. In the context of the WHO air quality guidelines, consider the following statement. The 24-hour means of the PM 2.5 should not exceed 15 microgram per meter cube and the annual mean of PM 2.5 should not exceed 5 microgram per meter cube. This is a correct statement. In a year, the highest level of ozone pollution occurs during the period of inclement weather. No, this is wrong. PM10 can penetrate the lung barriers and enter the bloodstream. This is also wrong statement. Excessive ozone in the air can trigger asthma. This is a correct statement. So 1 and 4 becomes the answer. According to UNEP, which one of the following are the major components of air pollutants? It is SO2, ozone, CO, NO2. All of these are the major components of the air pollutants. In the cities of our country, which among the following atmospheric gases are normally considered in calculating the value of air quality index? It is the carbon monoxide, nitrogen dioxide and the sulfur dioxide which are being used. Which one of the following statement correctly defines PM1 particles in the air? It is these are the extremely fine particles of the diameter less than 1 micron. Which one of the following major parameters are considered while deriving the air quality index of an area in India? It is the particulate matter and the sulfur dioxide only. Which one of the following are suggested ways for reducing NOx emission from the stationary sources? It is by reducing the peak temperatures and by minimizing the availability of the oxygen for the reaction for N2. The National Clean Air Program, that is NCAP, aims to reduce particulate matter in at least 1 or 2 cities of India by 20 to 30% by 2024. The base year for the comparison of concentration is 2017. With this, we end all the questions which were being asked by UPSC on the topic of environmental pollutions and air quality index. Thank you.